Oh, man, I can't see. Froggy, I saw Froggy come in. Froggy,
no.
before I put the glasses on.
Are you
so
okay?
Froggy, I can't see.
Oh,
I
no.
can't see. I can't see. I know Fester and Roxanne were not here when I put the glasses on like 45 seconds ago. So, Fester, you here?
Nope.
Okay, Fester's not here. Roxanne, are you here?
No.
Okay, all right. So they're both. I can't see. I can't see anything. Oh my God, I can't see. My Eclipse glasses are on. Hang on a minute. Let me take these things off. Yeah, I think these are good. I did test them out. My glasses are from 2017. Yeah, we got a bunch of these glasses. We got 4 of them. Yeah, one for Michelle, one for me, one for Chloe, one for Julian. And these were from the 2017 Eclipse. And I did a Google search. Are my Eclipse glasses good from 2017? And it said, as long as there are no tears, rips, or holes in your lenses, they're fine. And you can test them out by putting them on and looking at a light bulb.
Yeah.
And we're talking about not the new LED crappy light bulbs, the old-fashioned Thomas Edison, filament light bulbs. And the deal is you shouldn't be able to see the light emitting from the bulb, but you should be able to see the curly cues in the filament. So I tested them out, and yeah, you can see just the faint glow of like the spring-like wires in the filament. So I think my 2017 ISO certified, these are not like some, phony fake Chinese glasses that are going to burn your retinas and they're going to burst into flames and fry your skull. No, these are real made in America glasses from 2017, which are good.
So are you going to be laying on your lawn today at 3:30 or whatever?
No, dude,
What's
come
the
on,
best- what's the
get
time?
your time right.
What's the time?
Maximum eclipse for the Tampa Bay area. For the Tampa area. The maximum eclipse for us is like 3 o'clock and 43 seconds. So, I mean, straight up 3 o'clock. Not 3:01, not 2:58, but the maximum. Did you see my post on my Instagram? Hey, Froggy.
No.
Hey, how you doing, buddy? You all right?
Great. How are you guys
All
doing?
right. You got
Fine.
you got Eclipse glasses?
I think I have them at home. I don't really care about the Eclipse.
Hold on.
The sun's stupid.
Yeah, I mean,
Who cares?
You think you have them at home?
I'm not going to look at it either way.
this is going to be such a few-minute event than non-event.
For us.
Right.
Now, we're not even close to the path of totality. for us,
Quite frankly, I'm sick of the eclipse. Sick of hearing it's jumping the shark like the Kelsey brothers.
You're sick of the eclipse. Yeah, on my Instagram, if you want to take a look at this thing, I put up some pictures of people with burned out retinas from looking straight at eclipses like Trump. No, I'm kidding. Remember he did back in 2017? Remember when he had glasses on and he's looking right up at the sun with no glasses? I don't need glasses. All right, so I did post on Instagram yesterday afternoon. I posted this, and I wrote, this is what the maximum solar eclipse will look like here in Tampa Monday, April 8th. And it's just a diagram of, if you have the glasses, what you'll be able to see as far as the moon stepping in front of the sun. Now, I did the coordinates for, I just picked an area in Tampa. I picked the intersection right smack dab in the middle of the intersection of Kennedy and Florida in downtown Tampa.
Yeah.
So I picked that as the location, and I put down the latitude and the longitude. By the way, it's 27.947969 degrees north and 82.457085 degrees west.
Very good.
So
I'll hone the navigational beacon.
That's the intersection of Kennedy and Florida, downtown Tampa.
Yes.
Maximum eclipse here in the Tampa Bay area is 3 o'clock and 34 seconds. The eclipse will begin here in the Tampa Bay area at 1:43 and 35 seconds, and the eclipse, meaning the last sliver of the moon, moves off of the sun at 4:15 and 4 seconds later today. And then you might have heard 58% or 66% or 65%, and that comes down to magnitude and obscuration. And there are two different numbers. But it seems that most are going in the Tampa Bay area are magnitude, and this is kind of interesting. The magnitude of a solar eclipse is the percent of the sun's diameter that the moon covers. So that's going to be 65.6%. But then as far as the obscuration, that is at 58%, and that is the percent of the sun's total surface area covered at maximum. I don't know. Sounds like
a
sounds like
lot of information.
but it sounds like the same damn thing to me.
Yeah.
It's
Bunch of hooey.
That's really deep in it.
Oh, Festa wants to leave the show today.
Only for a couple minutes.
Yeah, because it's right down the street.
I mean, yeah,
and don't say what it is yet. But Festa wants to leave the show. I guess you could do it during the long chunk.
I mean, if I went right as the commercial started, I'd be back in the first few minutes of.
You probably would. So if you left at like 7:13, 7:14, and we send you off,
that's what I'm thinking.
You should be back fairly quickly.
To where?
Well, hold. We don't want to give it away just yet. But there is like an Eclipse special that Fester wants to attempt.
I have an idea.
Yeah, okay.
Yes, you do.
Why don't you write it down?
Okay.
An Eclipse special?
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Yeah, there's an Eclipse special.
A once-in-a-lifetime special.
And of course, it has to do with food, so that's why Fester's interested. And that's why Fester wants to leave the show in about an hour, about 7:13. It's right now it's 6:07. So Fester wants to leave the show at about 7:12, 7:13, 7:14.
They might be open now if you want me to go now.
Nah, you can wait.
Okay.
You can do it during the break at 7:12, 7:13. And then you'll be back right as we're beginning the long, hour and 20-minute plus chunk of the MJ Morning Show. All right, so I got a ton of Eclipse stuff. But listen, the whole show is not going to be Eclipse because at 3 o'clock, the max here in Tampa Bay, you're not going to notice anything. Unless you have the glasses and you look up, then you can see the chunk of the sun being taken out by the moon. But as far as 3 o'clock, you're just driving around, you're just walking in a parking lot like in a Publix or something, you're not going to notice anything. We're not going to dim. It's going to be undetectable, so you would not even know. It's not like the path of totality where the whole sun is covered up, which is that, 100-mile wide or 120-mile wide. And then a lot of folks are going to get totally screwed today with cloud cover.
Yeah.
Like I think, like all the folks that went to Texas.
Yep, I have a friend who went there.
I think they're hosed. All right, hold on. So we'll get into, there's a lot of interesting little crazy little details and little pockets of weirdo stuff we'll get into. Then you got the conspiracy. You got people who think the world is ending today. I mean, seriously.
It's the rapture.
Yeah, exactly. All right, 6:08, just getting rolling. Back in a couple of minutes. Busy MJ morning show today. I got bitten by a dog. I mean, we got all kinds of crap today. Cheap Trick, the secret concert in South Tampa with Cheap Trick on Friday night. All right, hold on. Back in minutes at 6:08, MJ Morning Show Q105. Pat's got traffic.
Nothing to work.
What are you laughing at?
Are we going to do this the entire
No,
show?
I put my Eclipse glasses on during the total eclipse of the heart Nikki French version, so I can't see. Oh, I got my Eclipse glasses on. I can't see anything. Yeah, I can't. So if I look like low, I can see, but if I look straight out or if I curve them, yeah, I think these 2017 glasses are going to be just fine. Not going to burn my retinas out. Yeah, so I did get bitten by a dog on Saturday. I'll explain coming up on the MJ Morning Show. Very eventful, very jammed up show. But first, I have here on Eclipse Monday, and I got a lot of just weird little eclipse stuff. A lot of stuff that you're not going to hear elsewhere. Just I think some kind of the deeper. The deeper kind of weirdo eclipse stuff we'll get into, kind of sprinkle it throughout the show. Oh, make your plans now. Mr. Suspenders, our good buddy, Dennis Phillips, chief meteorologist at ABC Action News. Dennis Phillips is going to join us at 8:30 precisely. So 8:30, a little over 2 hours from right now, at 8:30, Dennis Phillips will talk to us about the eclipse.
Oh, boy.
And, birds are going to start pecking people. That's another thing. If you go out during the eclipse, wear swim goggles because birds will peck at your eyes. No, I'm kidding. I'm joking.
All right.
So it's going to be a lot of eclipse stuff today, huh?
No, not too much. Not just a little bit.
I mean, if there's ever going to be a day to have it, it's today.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm already tired of it.
And then wait a minute. And then what? 2045, Fester?
Yeah, I have plans at 2045.
Right. You?
I'll be dead. So
hold on.
Stop.
That's 21 years from now.
Yeah.
And folks, the important thing is for our early listeners, what is the date? Don't touch the computer because I got something set up.
yeah, it's okay.
But it's like August
12th.
12th of 2045, right here in Tampa Bay, we will have a total eclipse. So all the folks that are rushing to that Texas, Arkansas, Ohio, Indiana, Western New York State, up into Maine, all the folks that are chasing that path, that's going to be us in 2045, 21 years from right now. Tampa Bay will be in the total eclipse path. Totality, baby.
I'll be living in the Bahamas by then.
All right, I've got a test. Well, Fester, you don't think you'll be around? How old are you now?
I'll be 50 this year.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Holy crap.
I'm 8 years younger than you.
So in 21 years, you'll be 71.
Right.
You don't fix your lifestyle, you might not make it to that.
Listen, you don't fix yours, you might not make it either.
What do you mean? What are you talking about? I'm the healthiest I've ever been.
I'm talking more about your mouth.
Your risky behavior.
Listen. I think
You'll make it to 71.
we'll see, huh? Who wants to make a bet? Nobody. So we'll see.
Now, I don't think I'll be doing the show in 2045. I don't think I'll still be here. All right, I got a test for Froggy. This is a test. This is only a test. Froggy.
Oh, yes.
Now, these are two things that you like.
Okay.
You like.
I don't like many things.
Do me a favor. Sport-wise, what do you really, really like?
Wrestling.
That is correct. So that is the first answer.
Oh, okay.
Music-wise, what do you really, really like?
Jimmy Buffett?
Other than Jimmy Buffett.
Oh, like a genre? I don't know.
Yeah. No, not Buffett.
Reggae?
No.
Rock?
No.
Metal?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Am I right?
Sure. Why
Right.
not?
Are you aware of a fusion of wrestling and metal?
No. I know there's a new TV show about midget wrestlers.
No.
But is it a TV show?
Are you telling me you're not aware of the metal band Eat the Turnbuckle?
No, but that sounds kick-ass.
Dude.
Do they wrestle and play?
Yeah, listen to this.
It's awesome.
Philadelphia extreme wrestling themed metal band packs a punch, leaving revelers covered in blood and scars.
Oh.
You get hurt going to the concert. A famously ferocious and ultra-violent metal group has made a long-awaited comeback and it was nothing short of a bloodbath. Eat the Turnbuckle returned to the stage for the first time since 2016 last Thursday, leaving themselves black and blue as they were beaten, stoked, and impaled with deadly weapons.
That sounds like a good show.
I'm looking at a picture of a guy by the name of Necro Butcher. He's one of the...
Dude, I love Necro Butcher.
You don't know who that is.
I swear to God I do.
How do you know Necro Butcher?
Necro Butcher used to wrestle for CZW, and he was also in the movie The Wrestler.
Well, he's in the band Eat the Turnbuckle.
Okay, all right, yeah, he's the most extreme wrestler I've ever seen.
Well, yes.
He's a bald dude.
I'm looking at exclusive pictures.
He's a highly educated guy.
From the U.S. Sun. It shows the wrestling theme music group at WrestleMania in Philadelphia taking part in the final night of Battle Royale Bloodbath.
That's WrestleMania weekend. That's a good weekend to do it.
Oh, my God. Shocking images show hulking members of the band joined by deathmatch professional wrestlers as they were thumped with bizarre, deadly instruments, including a baseball bat and a saw. Oh, I'm sorry. Including a baseball bat with a saw installed at the tip.
Oh, nice.
Like a makeshift axe?
Audience members were sprayed with blood as one topless wrestler, Neuro Butcher, took a fluorescent light bulb to the face.
Neuro or Necro?
Well, this one said, I'm sorry, Necro.
Yeah.
Not Neuro. I'm sorry. Necro.
Fluorescent lights are big in the extreme wrestling world.
You mean like the long, like the 4-foot fluorescent tube lights? They take them and smash each other in the face?
Yep. Like they're bats.
Oh, my God.
You get the wrong artery, you're done.
Oh, but would you like to hear some...
They replace the rope sometimes with those things.
with
fluorescent lights.
Are you serious?
Yeah, and there was one time when a guy went and put his arm over it and sliced his armpit open.
Oh, my
Almost
God.
died.
All right. You want to hear some Eat the Turnbuckle?
Yeah,
Yeah.
please. If Necro Butcher is involved, yes.
Necro Butcher is in the band.
That guy's a famous wrestler. That makes sense. Not famous, but...
Now, I got a question. If you can't understand what the hell they're saying, am I responsible if there are any filthy FCC violation lyrics in this?
I don't see how the FCC would be able to determine.
Yeah,
Exactly.
just yelling.
We need to get Hell Herman open for these guys.
Oh,
Yeah.
Hey, when are we going to debut Hell Herman this week?
I don't know. Sometime this week. I mean, I've been rehearsing. And I'm ready.
Well,
I mean-
Hal's ready.
Hold
Hal's ready.
on a minute. Are you going to play the studio version or are you going to do it live?
Yeah, I'm going to play the studio version and perform along to it. It's not like I'm going to bring my band in here.
All right.
Can't even breathe in this room.
You ready for Necro Butcher
Please.
and Eat the Turnbuckle
Give it to me.
at an event where they wrestle, play metal music, and hit each other with bats with saw blades at the tip?
God, that sounds awesome.
All right, here we go. Get ready.
Please.
Get ready, ladies and gentlemen. Just a little sample of Eat the Turnbuckle.
Did he say, I'll make you scream, I'll make you pee
I don't know.
when you get in the ring with me? That's what he said. That's awesome. He sounds better than I thought.
It sounds like demonic Cookie Monster. You know?
Sounds like a Monster Jam guy.
All right, so I cannot.
Damn, I think Hell Herman's better than this guy.
The best there is, the best there was, the best there ever will be. I have no,
Necro's rocking.
you know what? I think I'm going to change that as our traffic music.
That'd be great.
Oh, yeah.
That'll make
Yeah,
you
let
aggressive.
Pat do the traffic over that.
Over the exact.
Pat George with you.
What do you think? Should I do that?
I say give it a shot.
All the bridges looking clear.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, maybe I will do that.
Yeah.
All right, early morons in the news next here on Eclipse Monday, April. Oh, it's my brother's birthday. I just remembered that.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, my brother.
The best it was, the best it ever will be.
All right, so my brother's birthday. I guess maybe I'll call him later. Well, not on the air, but I'll probably try to remember to call him later. Should probably set up a reminder. Early morons in the news next on the MJ Morning Show. Should I play the death metal
Yes, absolutely.
under Pat's traffic?
Yes.
All right,
Give
let me
him some
see.
airplay. It deserves it.
That's the only way.
Let me see if I can figure it out. All right, All right, hold on. If your air conditioning goes out. The Cash Kitty back at 8 a.m. this morning. We will officially launch it here on Q105 on the MJ Morning Show. And, of course, at 8 o'clock, we'll give you the keyword, and then you get to text it or enter it on our app or our website. So that happens in 1 hour, 20 minutes from right now at 8 o'clock. The Cash Kitty's back here on Q105. MJ, Roxanne, Fester, Froggy, Andrew, the producer. Fester, all he's thinking about is leaving the show at about 7:12, 7:13 for a quick jaunt right down 4th Street here in St. Pete to get a food-related Eclipse item. So hang on. You're like totally checked out of the show right now.
It's really all I'm thinking about.
Yeah. All right, we'll explain. That'll be explained in
If
about...
they don't have it, I'm going to toss the place.
Oh, you're going to wreck it.
I'm going
You
to
ought to ram your car through it.
drive right through.
Hang on. We'll do it all live, folks. We'll do it live. All right. We'll do it live. We should do, you know what? We should, you were going to do it during the commercial break and get back.
Right.
Maybe we should do it live.
Okay.
Yeah. What? Well, yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah, we got to do it live.
Whatever it is.
Yeah. We got to do. We'll do it
We'll
live.
do it live.
We'll do it live. All right. Now, early morons in the news on the MJ Morning Show. There was a shooting at a Chipotle, apparently over a guacamole dispute.
You know,
What's this world coming to?
I'm just going to put this out there. Some Chipotle employees are real uppity about the guac.
What, as
In what
far
way?
as the amount?
They charge extra for guac. And they get real snooty about it. Well, you know there's an upcharge for the guac.
Well, what's the protocol? What's the rule?
I'm just saying they're a little snooty.
That's your personal opinion that Chipotle employees are snooty about guac?
In the 36 times in my life that I've been to a Chipotle and ordered something, they're a little snooty.
An employee was shot in the leg.
36, huh?
36 times.
Right. An employee. What do you keep a tally?
I know how many times I've been to every fast food restaurant.
You keep a diary?
Little hash marks, little journal in your car.
Little notches in your belt,
Yeah.
in your
Yeah.
Chipotle belt.
Loosen the belt up.
842. You know what that is?
Yeah.
Burger King.
How many?
Ooh.
842.
Get out of here.
Wow.
All right. So an employee was shot in the leg over guacamole inside a Chipotle restaurant. This happened in Detroit, happened on Friday night. The Chipotle employee, a 21-year-old Detroit man, was shot in the leg after an argument with a customer escalated over guacamole. Thomas Huber, a witness, told Fox 2 in Detroit, "Well, I was just eating a bowl and I heard shouting, and then I looked over. They're arguing. One of the workers went to the back. I don't know why. And then when he was in the back, the customer walked around the counter, tried to grab his food and put it in a bag. Then the employee came back and they started fighting. And then we heard a gunshot and just ran." What
Damn.
the hell? The incident stemmed from a dispute over guacamole, which costs $2.65 extra. At least that, I don't know if that's standard across the country, or if that's just the Detroit price for guacamole. Michael Beals, a customer, captured the shooting on video. It was loud, and then we all ran out. It wasn't really, or I wasn't really thinking that there was going to be a shot, but then there was. The employee was rushed to an area hospital to treat his non-life-threatening wound. Expected to survive. The suspected shooter, identified as 31-year-old guy from Detroit, has been located, taken into custody by Southfield, Michigan police after fleeing the scene. The firearm was recovered. This happened at a Chipotle in Southfield, which is 15 miles north of Detroit. So
I'm doing some research right now,
The hell?
and
Yeah.
this person may have a case for shooting.
like, Roxanne, stop. Come
I'm
on.
kidding. I'm kidding.
Yeah.
No,
What?
never an excuse for
What?
that. But at most locations, it's $1.95
Yeah.
for extra guac
That's a
at
lot.
Chipotle, and so they're trying to $2.50? Is that what you said?
Different markets
Listen,
have different prices.
Why
But
don't you just stop at Walmart produce department? Their avocados are like 94 cents, if I'm not mistaken.
that's right.
Publix, most of the time, what are they, the Haas avocados?
Mhm.
Yeah, I think those are typically about $1.25, most of the time. Tell you what, just go get get a whole avocado and make your own guac. Just scoop the crap out with a spoon, and then you can get it for a lot less, and you'll have probably even more guac, right?
I make guacamole. It is one of the best things I make. It is so good because I make it a little different. I put some Myers lemon oil, and instead of, how most people squeeze like lemon or lime into it, I squeeze orange.
Oh.
That's
so
thinking
good.
outside the box.
Yes.
Ooh, it's the secret ingredient.
Yeah. There's some other secret ingredients that I cannot tell.
Oh, really?
Mhm.
Like the salad dressing in the final episode of Curb Your Enthusiasm last night? Final ever.
Was it really?
Final episode. I told Michelle early in the season. I'll get into this later on. Now, you know what? I'll bring this up. Let me write this down. Curb final. Now, I told Michelle something, and I was absolutely 100% right
Look at you.
early in the
Wow.
season. Yeah, so Chipotle shooting over guacamole. Can you imagine this? This dude goes to Chipotle, gets into a fight, shoots an employee in the leg over, this is Mexican, Chipotle, and the shooter's probably going to go to prison for what? At least 10 years?
Hope
You
the
think-
guac's good
Yeah,
there.
but I say, how's the guac in jail?
Yeah.
They charge extra for the guac. That's some guy's
Oh,
nickname in the Detroit prison.
We got a Texas mom and daughter busted for a nationwide illegal butt injection ring. Yeah, mother-daughter from Texas. They've been arrested. They were running this butt filler injection. The women that want the bigger butts and the Brazilian butt lift or whatever. Yeah, Consuelo Dalbo, 56, and her daughter Isabella Dalbo, 18, were busted in a sting operation. What are you laughing at?
I just know a great joke, and one of their names is the punchline, and I always laugh when I hear it.
Can you say it on the air? Is it
I can tell you the punchline.
okay? What's the punchline?
Consuelo.
that doesn't do me any good.
Oh, I'll tell you during a commercial break, but
That doesn't
if
do
anybody
me
wants
any
to know the
good.
joke, you just send me a text and I'll send it out to you.
Yeah,
That's a good one, man.
all right, yeah.
813-310-8444. One of my favorite jokes. Kind of racist, but
Come on.
I mean,
What?
it's one of my favorite jokes.
All right.
The punchline's Consuelo.
All right.
All right, we should stay away from that.
So
I mean, I'm just telling you.
if you want to know the joke that Fester will not tell on the air,
If I'm feeling really loose at a
Yep.
party, I'll drop this joke right away.
so text Fester,
Yes.
text Fester on his private cell number right now, 813
right.
310 8444. That's
Oh,
that's
man.
Fester's private cell. You can call him, text him anytime you want.
Don't call. I don't pick up numbers I don't know.
But you'll you're gonna probably text it and paste it. You'll copy and paste.
I'll copy paste it. Tell them. But the punchlines,
All right, so how many texts will Fester get right now on his private cell phone?
dude. I already got like 50 of them.
And, oh my God, they're just rolling in.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. How many texts will Fester get right now? Would you like to know the joke that Fester cannot tell on the air? Text him 813-310-8444, and Fester will type out the joke and he'll just cut and paste to all those that text him. It might take you all day to send folks the joke, though, because you're not going to be able to get to all these folks right away.
It's just a cut and paste job. I'm just going to send you the joke. You already know the punchline.
The punchline. Well, you just ought to put Consuelo in there.
No, everybody. Then now it's just a question I'm posing. If I add Consuelo, then that's actionable.
Anyway, these two women, you've had people die from these illegal butt injections. So the mother-daughter illegal butt injection team busted, sting operation in Houston. The two women thought they were going to meet a client who they charged $6,000 for the illegal operation. Yeah, they had just arrived back from California, where they were also conducting their illicit business. Yeah, the mom and daughter were planning to inject an undercover cop with an unlabeled black and brown liquid, according to documents. Oh, my God. Who does this? Who is going to have stuff put into their butt? Listen to Fester's phone. It's just, Fester turned the audio up. It's like, ba-ding, 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 ba-ding. All right. So, listen, folks, if you want to get injections of any type, any kind of plastic surgery or cosmetic procedure, go to a real doctor.
Board certified.
Don't meet a daughter-mother team at some hotel room in wherever, all across the country. Stop the nonsense. All right, 6:50 at the MJ Morning Show. 7 o'clock hour starts next. We got the Powerball. There was like a Powerball debacle, and people are screaming, conspiracy, conspiracy. All right, people are screaming, fraud, fixed, rigged. All right, so what happened with Powerball? There was a winner, but there was a problem. So that's coming up in just a bit. All right, hold on. Fester's going to be leaving the show to go get some food. Eclipse related. We'll explain all that next here on the MJ Morning Show on Q105. Back in minutes. Don't move. Absolutely, totally coordinated. Yeah, without a doubt. All right, busy Monday here. Yeah, I got a bunch of Eclipse stuff, and I'm trying to find some of the little interesting angles that you're not going to hear about. So we'll sprinkle those in during the course of the program. So I encourage you to stand by. The Powerball controversy. Did you know that Powerball, the drawing was like 3 hours late on Saturday? And people are saying, oh, it's rigged, it's fixed, it's, why would you? There was some kind of glitch where there's an audit, like before the drawing, which, I don't know if you know this, but the Powerball drawing done for the entire country is done right here in Florida. It's done in the back of a Wawa in Pompano Beach. No, I'm kidding.
Wow.
You're not that far off.
No, it's done at the Florida Lottery headquarters in Tallahassee.
Which is attached to the back of a Circle K.
it's a Circle K, a Wawa.
All right. So, but it's done in Tallahassee. I found out recently that every week or 3 times a week it's drawn in Tallahassee. I did not know that up until recently.
Dude, we've talked about it on the show. When you hear about it on our show?
Like recently, like a year and a half ago when you first said it.
Recently? No.
My
A
whole
year and a
life-
half is not recently.
My whole life.
Recently is like the last couple of days or,
Yeah, I agree with you.
hold on. What is the latest time frame that recently can be?
It depends what it is.
I think it's a month. month.
No.
I don't think you can say recently if it's more than a month old.
What if I found out that JFK got shot in 2020? Oh, I recently found out that President Kennedy was shot.
Oh, come on.
No.
Right?
No. There's a
No.
difference in saying that you recently found out or that something happened, the event was recently. That's the difference. Did you hear that Kennedy was shot recently? No, that's
That's not true.
it's not.
A spectrum
No.
of time, possibly.
If you say, "Oh, I got together with so and so recently," I would expect that to be within the last month.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you agree?
Yeah.
That in
I think
order
so.
to use recently, I think that there's a month time limit. You can't go longer than a month for something to be recently.
Well, I found out a long time ago that
A year and a half ago.
Powerball's drawn in Tallahassee.
$1.33 billion jackpot, and the drawing was delayed for freaking 3 hours because, apparently all the states, how many states are in Powerball? It's like 26 states. Can you look that up for me faster? How many states are in Powerball? And you got one winner. So some folks are saying, oh, yeah, this is rigged, it's fixed. Now, apparently one of the states, they didn't get their data in or there was some kind of glitch on their end because there's some kind of a computer audit that happens. 45 states. Where did I get 26 from? You know what? I recently found out that Powerball is actually played in 45 states. Recently, as in 10 seconds ago. See, that's recently. 45 states, the District of Columbia, Puerto Rico, the U.S. Virgin Islands. That's where you can buy Powerball tickets.
No Powerball in Alaska, Hawaii, Nevada, Utah, or Alabama.
Why the hell doesn't Alabama have Powerball?
That's why they call Pensacola essentially Alabama with lottery tickets.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
So,
That's the only
yeah.
difference.
Is that what they call
Yeah.
it?
Did you just make that up?
No,
You've heard that?
Recently, I heard that.
Recently. Oh, how recently did you hear that?
Over the weekend.
Yeah. Man, I'm so pissed off. We bought lottery tickets on Saturday night, but I had a problem. I'll explain in just a matter of seconds. Man, I had a crazy weekend. I got bitten by a dog on Saturday.
Ooh, did you have to go to the hospital?
No, you know what? I'll tell the whole story coming up around 7:30 or so. When we're in the long chunk of the show, I'll tell the whole story. And then the dog was out again last night. So during my long walk on Saturday, this dog bit me. And then last night, before sunset, I'm doing my walk again, and there's the lady with the same damn vicious Cujo. So, and I took a picture of the dog this time. So I'll tell the whole, and it's all on my Instagram, folks. You want to get a jump? If you're not following my Instagram, you don't know what the hell you're missing. Certified MJ Radio. So back to Powerball. One winning ticket in Oregon. 1.33 billion.
Wow. In Portland?
One winner. Did it say Port? I just saw Oregon. I didn't really care what damn city they were in.
I think I heard another radio report where he said it was sold in Portland. One winner in Florida sold at a Circle K on Tampa
Would you hear it on your NPR snooze fest on the way in this morning?
Yes, I heard it on NPR. Yes, fine. I listen to NPR.
Hello, hi.
It's really.
Hi. We're going to put you to sleep while
He
you're
loves
driving.
NPR.
I listen to.
Yeah.
It's really great radio.
I kind of like your voice like that, MJ.
Hi, it's NPR from our studios in Washington, and we're going to put you to sleep while you're driving. Oh, my God!
I love the 80s, 90s, and more, or 70s, 80s, 90s, and more. Or,
Just 80s, 90s, and more.
It's 80s, 90s.
I love the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, and 2010s, but I also love WUSF. They do a good job.
Get out of here. Come on.
I listen every day. That's how I heard it.
WUSF.
You stop. Anyway.
Your NPR station.
Anyway, can I please finish my Powerball story?
I dare you to talk in NPR voice for the rest of the show.
The Powerball rules require that every ticket sold nationwide be checked and verified against two different computer systems before a drawing, according to the news release.
Stop.
And this is done. That's why I can't listen to that. And this is done to ensure that every ticket sold for the Powerball drawing has been accounted for and has an equal chance to win. Tonight, according to the release, they said we have one jurisdiction that needs extra time to complete that pre-draw process.
You are no Susan Giles. I'll tell you that right now.
And that delayed the drawing by 3 hours. You're listening to NPR, No Prick Radio.
Thank you.
This is OPR.
What's that?
Only prick radio.
Anyway, and then folks are saying like, oh yeah, they rigged it so California wouldn't win. You know, because that's one of the things.
Rigged it.
Well, no.
Oregon won.
Oregon won. Well, listen, I got to be honest. I'm all ticked off, and I'll tell the story in a second here. I thought you had until like 10:30 or 10:45 to buy a Powerball ticket, but apparently it's like 9:59 or 10 o'clock.
I heard like.
Right,
I recently heard 10 o'clock.
I tell you what, recently, like what? How recently?
I don't know.
All right, here's what I want you to do. Just do a search. Powerball purchase cutoff, Florida. Oh, man, I'm so ticked off. And here's the deal. So I missed out. So I ended up with tickets for tonight.
Oh,
For the Monday drawing.
No.
for a lousy freaking what? What'll it be, 20 million? What is the current Powerball jackpot for tonight? $20 million? Sons of come on. I am so pissed off. Let me get pissed off in my NPR voice.
Okay.
Here on the MJ Morning Show. Hi.
You've obviously never heard All Things Considered.
Whatever.
They do
Anyway,
not talk like that.
listen.
10
All
o'clock-
things.
What's the cutoff time?
10 o'clock in most states.
Son of a bitch. All right. So we go to dinner. This is kind of a last minute thing. Michelle and I were not planning on going to dinner. So I'm at one of our clients visiting on Friday, picking up an Audi to drive. You know, we have the Morgan Import Motor Cars dealerships.
Yeah.
I do commercials and endorsements now for Audi Tampa, Porsche Tampa, Maserati Tampa.
Good. Give me a panorama to drive around.
There you go. Okay, I'll hook that up for you. All right. So on Friday, I pick up an Audi, and I'm driving this Audi SQ8. Nice SUV. And I pick it up from Roger, my buddy, and we're talking about, we get to talking about food and restaurants, and I'm talking about some of the places we like and go to, and I mentioned a new Italian place. Well, they've been there for like 30 years, but it's in Indian Rocks Beach, and we had not been there until, I think, December, because my trainer, Illy, from X-Force Body, by the way, going X-Force right after the show. That's why I'm in such good shape. So Ely said, man, you got to try this Villa Galace at Indian Rocks. And listen, we're in South Tampa. You know, Indian Rocks for us is like driving Arizona, you know?
It's a hike.
So So I'm over at Audi Tampa on Friday afternoon. We're talking about, Italian restaurants that we like. We're talking about Olivia, talking about Massimo's in Palm Harbor, Cafe Paradiso, talking about Trattoria Pasquale, Southwest Shore, talking about Donatello. I mean, so, just go over the list of some of the Italian restaurants that, I like and we frequent. And then I get a text from Roger. Roger's the general manager of Audi Tampa. He used to be at the BMW for Morgan, and now he's the general manager at Audi. And Roger's like, hey, what was that Italian restaurant out at the beach, in Pinellas? And I text him back, and I'm like, Villa Galance. And I said, yeah, we really like this place. And he says, and then I text him back, you going tonight? He said, yeah, let's go. So he kind of invites us. So we weren't going to even go out, so we end up going out. So we had an 8 o'clock reservation. We had a nice dinner. Everything was great. And we were talking about, oh, man, we got to get lottery tickets. So we didn't get out of there until like 10:30. And, we go to 7-Eleven on, what is that, Ulmerton? Or what does Ulmerton turn into over there? Is that
Walsingham?
Is it?
All the way out where it curves?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So we hit a 7-Eleven, and we were too freaking late. So I end up, instead of the $1.33 billion drawing for Saturday night, I end up with Powerball tickets for tonight for a measly $20 freaking million. Unbelievable. And you know what goes through your head? All right, one winning ticket in Oregon. One ticket in Oregon. And then you wonder, what if I would have been at the 7-Eleven on Walsingham in time? Would I have had a winning freaking ticket? Hang on a minute. Let me do that in NPR. Would I have had a winning freaking ticket? Son of a bitch. You're listening to NPR.
You can.
I like the way you say "son of a bitch" in that voice.
Yeah.
Son of a bitch.
So
I gotta listen now. Thanks for selling us on it.
Oh man! All right, now keep listening to the MJ Morning Show. I promise, far more entertaining.
If it's over here promoting other radio shows,
I just said I heard another radio report, and he's like, "Oh, you're NPR."
Well,
yes,
because when he gives me a ride to work, I'm subjected to that snooze
my
fest. All right, 7:14 at the MJ Morning Show, and listen. We love Martin Giles' daughter, right?
Susan.
Yeah,
She's
Susan.
wonderful.
Yeah,
We love her.
yeah. Martin Giles was the best, our news guy for forever.
she works there.
Yeah, Susan Johnson. She's worked there for like 25 years. She's the best.
7:14 at the MJ Morning Show. I got to get a quick break here. Fester, instead of you leaving on your mission before, you know what? You can go now.
So I'm in place.
You're in place.
Yes.
Yeah. So you don't. Yeah. Go. Leave right now. Fester's going to get food that's Eclipse related.
Good. I'm starving.
All right, so Fester, leave, go.
Oh, okay.
Leave right now. Leave right now. Go. All right, so,
Go!
leave, go.
I gave my keys. Hold on, easy, killer.
All right, Fester's going right now. All right, to get his a special Eclipse food item. We will talk to Fester live right out of the break in his spot, and Fester's going to freak out if they don't have what he wants. So we start an hour and 20 minutes of nonstop MJ next. Don't move. Cash Kitty starts back at 8 o'clock this morning. Your chance to win $1,000. 8, 10, noon, 3, and 5 p.m. Multiple times a day. Your chance to win $1,000 here on Q105. Let's talk about your... by any chance, if you go to Jesuit or you go to the Academy of the Holy Names in Tampa, just you might want to listen up. I was something I want to discuss regarding those two schools. So Jesuit and Academy of the Holy Names on Bayshore.
Okay.
So hang on, something.
My sister graduated from Academy.
I'm sure she did.
We have Academy in the family.
Yeah.
Nice. Can I make a quick announcement?
Go ahead.
An Eclipse-related announcement.
Hurry, because I got to call Fester right now.
Okay, if you did not see Hal's Eclipse tips on Friday, I highly recommend you go back and watch them.
Oh, well, thank I got a lot of compliments from Hal.
Yes.
For Hal.
Yes.
Hal's Eclipse tips.
I don't make a habit of rewatching MJTV because I live it, so I don't need to. But that was on my rewatch list this weekend with the family.
Insanity. Pure, absolute mayhem. You think those Allstate commercials have mayhem? No. Hey, Andrew, did you post that as a special clip on our MJ Morning Show Instagram? Did you post that?
What was that? I was on the phone.
Did you post the Eclipse video as our video for Friday on Instagram?
That's what I told them to do, yes.
Okay, so it is. All right, so folks, if you missed the Fester Eclipse safety tips.
Fester?
I'm sorry. The Froggy.
Hal!
Hal Herman.
Okay, and Fester was the assistant.
If you missed that, and then Fester was the subject of the Eclipse safety tips.
He did a great job, too.
And also, listen, you ought to check out MJTV every day. MJTV, we're live in studio. Man, that thing was a disaster.
What?
Yeah,
it went perfect.
I'm still... Froggy, there are coffee beans all around my station over here.
I thought that was cleaned up. That was supposed to be cleaned up.
Yeah.
Did you hear this? What do you hear all that crunchy?
Well, I can't hear it on the air, but
it's hard to see on the dark floor. It just gives it a little character. I say leave it.
728. I got to mention Jesuit and Academy in just a second. Hey, Andrew, do me a favor. Can you put my Cheap Trick stuff back up on that page? They're all gone. All my Cheap Trick songs are gone. Can you stick those up quickly? Thank you. Yeah, leave that stuff up because obviously I'm going to talk about it again. Yeah, I'm going to do a recap. Let me try. Is that Fester on the phone? All right, Fester is live. Fester, you there?
I'm here.
All right, so
but something's
folks.
Not.
All right, Fester left the studio a few minutes ago to drive down 4th Street to get a food item that is Eclipse related. Now, Fester, do I notice some tentativeness or some discouragement in your voice?
Not yet, but I'm cautious because the lobby is locked.
Lobby?
What
Only
the?
Car service, drive-through car service.
All right, well, hold then drive through. Let's go, drive through.
I'm pulling up.
All right, let's go. All right, so Fester is at Krispy Kreme on 4th Street in his 2010 Cadillac.
I don't think they have lobbies.
I'm behind a Kia.
All right, the reason why Fester is at Krispy Kreme is they're supposed to have the Krispy Kreme Total Solar Eclipse donut today. Original glazed donut dipped in black chocolate icing, sprinkled with silver sprinkles, piped with buttercream made with Oreo cookie pieces, and then topped with an Oreo cookie.
All right, that's a bit
Oh, my
much.
God. I'm getting so turned on.
That sounds like a bit much.
All right, I'm pulling up to the window. You guys ready?
Yeah, let's go. Come on. I hope they have the special Total Solar Eclipse donut at Krispy Kreme on 4th.
Also, act like you're blind.
Can I help you? Hi, can I get a dozen of the Krispy Kreme Eclipse donuts?
Well, I'm hearing silence.
Hello?
Eclipse dozen. Anything else?
Yeah, just one Eclipse dozen.
Do they ask them if they have them?
Half Eclipse, correct?
Say it again?
You are aware that it comes as the picture shows, half and half, correct?
Oh, so it's half Eclipse, half regular?
Yes. If you want all Eclipse, it's going to be $21.09.
Holy crap. No, I didn't win the Powerball.
Oh, no. Oh, hold up. They do have them.
Okay.
They have them. All right. This is great. All right. So, yeah, Fester. So the picture has...
Yes, I'll take a dozen as pictured.
Okay, there you go.
Anything else?
I'll take 3 large coffees.
An egg
All
bacon
black.
sandwich. Give me an egg bagel sandwich.
All right, hold on 1 second, please. MJ, you want anything?
I want a bagel. I want an egg sandwich.
I'm good with the. Let's get him back to the show.
That's it. Thank you.
What? No.
You're the best.
Fro, you don't need a egg bagel sandwich, whatever. I don't. Krispy Kreme sells a bagel egg sandwich.
Oh, never mind. They don't have that.
They don't have that in Krispy Kreme.
I was thinking of Dunkin'.
That's like Dunkin' Donuts. All right. Anyway.
Froggy, I got you a coffee, Froggy.
Oh, thank you.
All right. So they did have them. They've got and you know what? That drive-through lady was very diligent by saying you do realize that they're as pictured. Let me hold this up to MJTV quickly.
What does that mean? Let me see what these things
I'm going to show you. So the box is half regular glazed and half of the Eclipse donuts. So if you want all Eclipse donuts, which is the special dipped with the sprinkles and the piping and the Oreo on top, then you have to do an upcharge if you want. So you get 6 of the Eclipse donuts and then 6 regular glazed donuts. Here's the picture for you. This is what it looks like. All right, man, I'm excited. They had them. Well, Fester, I thought you were like going to be. I thought you were going to disappoint us and say they don't have them, but they do.
Well, when I saw the lobby was closed, I didn't know what to think.
Okay. All right. Well, guess what? Fester's going to be back very, very
Good job,
shortly.
Fest. Good job.
All right. So hurry back, dude. Let's go.
Well, keep me on the line. I'm just here waiting at the window.
Okay. All right. I'll
Do
keep
we
you on
have
the
to?
line.
Yeah.
I will keep you on the line. All right.
Oh, not like that.
Hey, Andrew, did you put all my Cheap Trick songs back up? Where are they? Right. Oh, right after the Cash Kid. Oh, by the way, folks, Cash Kitty's back in like 27 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, we start rolling out. Where are all my Cash Kitty noises? So here we go. Listen to this. Yep, Cash Kitty. There we go, Cash Kitty.
This is the weakest little kitty.
Yeah, I know. Tell you, that kitty sounds sick.
Yeah.
It's like you got to take the kitty to the vet or something.
Thank you very much.
We got to hand feed that thing?
Yeah. This is the kitty that I like.
Thank you.
You have to be careful with that kitty.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the kitty I like. And then remember, I got to discuss me getting bitten by a flipping
The MJ
dog.
Morning Show?
I'm sorry.
Oh, you don't listen to the radio? Well, you work mornings too. I work at the MJ Morning Show right down the road at the Beasley Media Radio Q105, and we came by to get the Eclipse
She
donut.
doesn't care.
And the cat sound effects you heard.
She's going to tell you to get the hell out of the lane. There are cars behind you. You're clogging up the works.
Please move, sir.
Yeah, please move your 2010 Cadillac boat.
They're waiting on my coffee to brew, so I have like a line backed up here. Like five
Yeah, there you go. Look at that.
Right now.
Look at that. Folks, if you're in line at Krispy Kreme right now.
Honk your horn.
Yeah, hey, baby, honk your horn if you're in line at Krispy Kreme. If you're in line at Krispy Kreme and you're wondering what's going on, yeah, Fester's waiting for the coffee to brew, and he's got the Eclipse donuts. All right, Fester, let me tell my story now. So
Fine, tell your story. We're sorry.
yeah, I've got to talk about
I'm
the.
hanging up.
All right,
please.
get in here. All right, let's go. Get it. I just hung up on Fester. So, Cheap Trick was in town Saturday night. The Cheap Trick. So, folks are like on my social media saying, "Where? I didn't hear about this. Where was Cheap Trick on Friday night?" Friday night, Cheap Trick did like a private show at Palma Sia Country Club for their Palmapalooza, which I guess they have every year. The first time I was invited with Michelle was Friday night. You know, because typically they don't want me at country clubs. You know, if we applied, they would deny us.
Well, are you going to get invited back, or did you fanboy out?
No, I didn't get invited. We just we snuck across the golf course from Gulfview over in.
Nice.
Yeah, we just snuck in. Just walk right across the golf course. No, I'm kidding. We had wristbands. We were invited, but Cheap Trick, the country club hired Cheap Trick for a private show. I guess they do this Palmapalooza like every year with different bands. I guess they've had B-52s in the past, and I think they had Blues Traveler one year, and it was Cheap Trick. You know, Robin Zander lives right in Safety Harbor over here. And, man, they still sounded great. If you want to take a look, you can even see Michelle, like, almost falling over, singing and everything. So there's a video. Look for Michelle, like, with this, like, she's, like, tilted back, and she's like, ah! You can watch a little bit of Surrender, and then Michelle dancing maniacally in the crowd. We were only, like, 2 people back from the front of the stage. It was great. So, I mean, the band sounded great still. They were just tight. They were Rick Nielsen, Robin Zander, Tom, they're all there. And then Nielsen's son, Dax, is the drummer. And then the other guitar player is Zander's son.
Oh, that's cool.
And yeah, I mean, but they just sounded fantastic. And then listen, why am I going to mention Jesuit and Academy of the Holy Names? Well, does anybody know Bill Schaefer?
Sounds familiar.
Does anyone know Bill Schaefer, who is the swim coach at Jesuit? And I believe he also does some swim coaching at the Academy of the Holy Names. So Bill Schaefer is the 30-year swim coach at Jesuit.
Okay.
And he was right next to us, man. He was having a blast. Apparently one of the biggest Cheap Trick fans on the planet. He's seen them like 800 times. You know, he was trying to grab the guitar picks that Rick Nielsen was throwing out and everything. And so, nice guy. I mean, Michelle was talking to him. And just, if you know Bill Schaefer, if you go to Jesuit, you know, maybe if he didn't hear it, maybe you mention, hey, the MJ Morning Show on Q105, 104.7, they were talking about you this morning. But they were so good, Cheap Trick. And I think that it might have been swim coach Bill Schaefer from Jesuit and Academy Holy Name. I think it might have been his best night in years. He was really enjoying Cheap Trick, and well, so were we. So surrender, surrender.
Oh, God.
It's going round. Mommy's all right. So, you know, Chloe and I, we went to Indonesia, and I was looking for some of that Indonesian junk that was going around. No, I'm kidding. I didn't want it to fall off.
Yeah.
You know what that's about? You know that lyric?
What is it about?
The soldiers falling off. It's about them getting like a venereal disease and their wang falling off. That's what that's about.
Sounds painful.
A lot of people don't know what that means. Oh, they did Dream Police. And this. Anyway, had a great time at Cheap Trick on the Palmacia Golf Course in South Tampa on Friday night. It was a
Right, and you know the significance of it, right?
Well, some folks are trying to tie it into the eclipse. No, stop it. It had nothing to do with the eclipse. But I was bitten by a dog.
Did you get a rabies shot?
No, it did not puncture the skin. It was, when I tell you that this must have been 1,000th of a millimeter away from puncturing my skin. I was bitten by this dog. This was Saturday night. This was, Saturday, late afternoon. It was because then we went to dinner. This is late Saturday afternoon. I'm doing my 5-mile walk. Those that know me, I do 5 miles on Saturday and Sunday, and then I do 2-mile walks during the week. So it was like 4 o'clock in the afternoon on Saturday, and I'm in South Tampa. I'm on Cleveland, and I'm doing my 5-mile circuit. And Cleveland is just south of Kennedy Boulevard, just north of Azeel and that area. And I'm just walking, and I see someone walking toward me, and then I determine, it's a lady with 2 dogs on a leash. So as we're passing on the sidewalk, I actually step over onto the grass out of her path. And she's got these dogs on a long leash, and this freaking Australian Shepherd lunges at me, grabs my wrist, and what are you laughing at?
What did they say?
What are you laughing at? Why are you laughing?
I don't know. The visual's funny.
What's wrong with you? So this Australian Shepherd, it latches onto my hand. And I'm like, oh my God, you should have seen the indentation. It was a deep, and I was waiting for, my hand became red, and the pain was pretty significant, and I was waiting for the damn thing to start bleeding. I mean, I would have put $10,000 on the line that this thing was just about to start bleeding. It must have missed puncturing my skin, like I said, by 1,000th of a millimeter. But I had an indentation for a while. I shot a video. Again, folks, this is why you ought to be following me on Instagram, because you never know what's going to pop up. My Instagram is Certified MJ Radio. That's Certified MJ Radio. And then if you want to see it, it is the third item. And you can see my face and my mouth is open. I'm looking down at the camera and I'm somewhat distressed. So I shot a video about 30 minutes later, and you can still see the red marks, but the puncture or the indentation, it went down dramatically. So I'll recognize that when I finally shot the video, that the redness and the puncture, you can still see the marks. In fact, you can look at my hand right now and still see where it's like a little bit of bruising under the skin,
no. Yeah.
but it's not terrible. But it was so close to me being, bloodied and probably having to call the police or call animal control. I stood there for about 3 or 4 minutes, and I saw that the skin was not broke. But I'm set, like the bone, it's right here on my wrist. And my skin and bone right here is sensitive. So I asked the woman, hey, does your dog have a rabies shot?
What did she say after the whole thing?
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, my God, I'm sorry.
What's the matter with that dog?
My dog has never done that. I'm like,
Yeah.
Right.
Probably
It's
ripped
the first time.
Probably ripped her niece's face off like 2 months ago. No, but and I didn't think that these Australian shepherds, I didn't know. I know they're herding animals. I know they herd sheep. That's what they're bred for. But I'm trying to
You look like a
find.
sheep.
Yeah, so the lady gave me her, the woman's name was Kenza, which is probably not a very common name. So I'm guessing some people might know Kenza.
And her dog.
Yeah, so I've got Kenza's name, but everything's okay. I don't have to, on the video I shot, I'm like, I better call Kemp Law. Accident or fall or dog bite. Call Kemp Law. But, I didn't have to make any calls.
Did you have dog treats in your pocket?
I had nothing in my pocket, and I even walked off to the side, and she probably should have had the dogs a little, tighter on the leash when passing people, and the dog and I did nothing. And some of the people commenting, most were like, MJ, you okay? And some are like, hey, Pansy, suck it up, Buttercup.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Give me what are you talking about?
What are you going to do?
I should be able to walk down the road without getting attacked by a dog.
It's just scary.
And I'm a dog lover.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm trying to think.
Did you curse? Did you say son of a?
No, you know what? I remained remarkably calm during this dog bite incident.
You're lucky your dog wasn't there.
I was remarkably calm, and I wasn't walking my dogs because I typically don't walk them on the 5-mile walks. I walk them on the 2-mile walks during the weeknights.
Probably would have attacked your dog.
But, some people were like, hey, did you call animal control? The dog needs to be quarantined for 10 days.
Oh, please.
I didn't. As soon as I saw that I wasn't bleeding, I said, listen, you should probably control the dog a little better. But she genuinely appeared to be shocked. And then get a load of this. Last night, before sunset, I'm doing my 5-mile Sunday walk. And guess who I run into? I'm walking down the street.
Kenda.
And then Kenza. Kenza with her Australian Shepherd. And she had some other dog as well. So she's walking 2 dogs. And there she is again. So I walked 30 feet across the road to the other side. I'm like, ugh. I'm like, hey.
Keep my distance.
Hey. And then I think she looked at me and I'm like, yeah, that's right. That's the dog that bit me yesterday. She's like, oh, I'm so sorry. I'm like, yeah, you're lucky I didn't have your dog put down. Listen, I'm a dog. I'm kidding. I'm a dog lover. I'm kidding around. But can you believe? I mean, what should I have called the police? Should I call animal control? Once I didn't bleed and once the skin was not broken. Oh, it was close. I'm telling you right now, it was close.
You should have stabbed yourself and got yourself a lawsuit. Stab right where the puncture was.
Will you stop it?
Just saying.
I'm not doing that. Get out of here. I'm not looking. So maybe I should go to phones here quickly. Any thoughts, folks? Any thoughts on me getting bitten by this dog? And guess what? So I shot the video after I was bitten on Saturday. And then the last picture is the dog. So on Saturday, I didn't get a picture of the dog. But since I ran into the dog again last night, folks, you got to see this. This is the payoff right here. I took a picture of the dog, and the dog is staring me down. It is. I'm telling you. Go.
Dude, he thinks your hair is like sheep fur.
All right, this dog is staring me down, and in the face and eyes of this dog is, listen here, you little bitch. I'm going to bite you again. I mean, look, I'm telling you, go look at my Instagram. Go to Certified MJ Radio right now and look at the dog. It's looking right at me, and it's saying, man, I'm going to get another piece of you. I'm busting the skin this time. Look at the picture. I took this last night, day 2.
The dog knows how delicious you are. He has a taste of you in his mouth.
I'll hold it up to MJTV. But I'm seriously, folks, go look at my Instagram. If you don't follow me, you got to follow. You never know what's going to happen. I'm attacked by a dog on Saturday during my little walk.
You know, for a guy that
My
really...
my Instagram is Certified MJ Radio. That's Certified MJ Radio.
For a guy that really overanalyzes most things, you're awfully passive about this. Other than the fact that it happened, you're not talking about quarantining the dog. You're not talking about any kind of medical treatment. You're not talking about calling the Kemp Law Group.
Because it didn't puncture, right?
Exactly.
It's still an attack.
Yeah, no, but I was bitten by the dog. You know what? I've never been bitten by a dog. The first time in my life that I was bitten by a dog was on Saturday afternoon.
Now, you did have another bad dog experience where a dog bit your dog. Right? Or did I dream that?
I don't.
No,
in New York City?
Somebody
Yeah.
held
Yeah,
his
somebody's holding-
dog.
Yeah, somebody threw our dog
That's
down.
right. Oh, that's what it was.
Yeah,
He's
no.
peed, right?
Yeah, this was when Scout
In New York.
in Central Park. Scout was a little puppy. Michelle was walking Scout and Gatsby, and a bunch of girls from one of the local schools. They were walking across the park with one of their coaches. Some private school, and one of the girls was like, "Oh my God, the puppy's so cute!" And can I hold it? And Michelle let the girl hold Scout.
That's right.
At that point, like less than a year old, our Jack Russell Terrier, and so the girl picks up, like a 11th grade girl, picks up Scout in Central Park, and is holding the dog, and then another girl says, "Oh my God, she's peeing on you!" And the girl takes Scout and throws it like a football.
Oh.
And Scout lands on her leg. Her leg is broken.
That was so sad.
Oh, it was terrible. But listen, Scout is fine today. But folks, let me go to phones here quickly. 800-990-1047. 800-990-1047. Any thoughts about the dog bite situation? I think I handled it right. You know, some people are like, no, you still should have called animal control. It's a dangerous dog. Any thoughts? I mean, I am a little sore. I mean, that canine tooth, it hit my bone in my wrist, and it is a little sensitive, and it was so close to breaking the skin. All right, 800-990-1047. If you'd like to comment on the dog bite. All right, while Andrew is screening the calls, I want to call Julian. So Andrew's screening calls. Julian's got to get to class like in 2 minutes.
We're sorry. All circuits are busy now. Please.
What do you mean all circuits are busy now?
Well, that's what they mean.
What is that, Eclipse related?
Probably.
What the? What do you mean all circuits are busy? Oh, hang on, it's ringing now.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
That was weird. And Andrew's screening calls. I'm going to go to the dog bite phones in a second.
What? We're sorry.
What's
All
going
circuits
on?
Are busy now.
What?
Please try your call again later.
What is going on? That is weird. Why?
Try from your own phone.
Oh,
Try from yourself.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to have to do here. And Andrew, well, people are getting through because Andrew's screening calls on the whole dog bite deal. And then we got the Cash Kitty coming up in 9 minutes at 8 o'clock. I've got my whole Eclipse pile we got to get to. I've got Dennis Phillips from ABC Action News coming up at 8:30.
Ooh.
So Dennis Phillips live from Channel 28 at 8:30 to talk about the Eclipse. Let me see if I can get I'm going to have to hold my phone up to the microphone.
Your call has been forwarded to an automated voice messaging.
What the hell? So, this is nuts. Now I can't get a hold of Julian on calling on my cell phone.
Call has been forwarded.
All right, what's going on here? Yeah, Julian was at NYU and felt the earthquake on Friday. and texted us like, WTF, what's going on here? We just had an earthquake.
Yes, let me ask my parents 1,200 miles away what's going on.
All right.
They're real brilliant,
Guess
Julian.
Guess what? Those geniuses in New York, they didn't put out the emergency alert on the earthquake until 26 minutes later.
So it's over.
Yeah.
2 aftershocks have passed. Hey, by the way.
Let me go to phones on the dog bite. Barbara, Tampa, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Hi.
Hi, how are you?
Yes, Barbara.
Hi. I'm calling about the comment about the dog bite.
Yes.
I've been in a situation right after my heart surgery, and I walked down the street, and I had a dog bite attack me where I got major bleeding and because blood clots after my surgery. But that could have been a child that happened to.
Oh, yeah.
Good point.
If it's done it once, it could happen again. So I believe something should have been done about it.
I kind of let it slide because I wasn't, severely injured. Thank you. I hope your heart's well.
No, Barbara's right, MJ.
Yeah.
The dog could have mistaken you for a large child. And what if it was a kid?
Yeah, I thought it was a 4th grader. All right, Kimberly in Clearwater. Kimberly, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Hi.
Good morning. Hey, so I was on a sales call. Dogs barking. Homeowner says, can I let them out? Sure. I have no problem with dogs. Attacked by their 3 very large dogs. On the ground, I hurdle a fence, and he says, oh, this has never happened. So I go to the emergency room, and the x-ray, they leave you in the outside waiting, even though you're bleeding profusely. X-ray tech takes me back and asks what happened, and I told her what happened. And I own a business, and she said, oh, your installers are at my house right now. Needless to say, they took care of me, and one client, almost client, took me out, and one client saved me.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
All right,
That's weird. But it was bad. My calf was torn up. It's still to this day.
Did you
hurt.
do anything legally on this?
Well, I called animal control. I could have sued that.
Yeah, you could have.
Yeah.
But you know what? I'm not doing it.
Yeah,
I could
listen,
have. I'm still tore up from it.
Oh, man, I'm sorry to hear that, Kim. And, and I decided, listen, I wasn't bleeding, but I'm telling you, I was very close. And I was sore. I still am a little sore with the canine.
Scary.
It was scary. Thank you, Kimberly. Danny in Clearwater. Danny, welcome to the MJ Morning Show Dog Bite Lines.
Yeah, good morning. I commend you for not calling it in, but on the negative side of that, what if the dog gets a hold of a child next time? The dog needs to at least be tested for rabies.
Yeah, well, I'm going to pursue. Here's what I'm going to do. I did get the dog owner's name, which I mentioned the first name. I did get her name and phone number, and I am going to call later today to get their vet information because I do want to confirm that the dog is up to date on. I mean, what if micro saliva got through my pores? Because listen, it was deep. It didn't puncture the skin, but it was a deep. It was close. I had a divot, man. I'm telling you.
That's how Peter Parker became Spider-Man just by an animal bite.
Yeah, that's right.
If I touch my wrist right here, there's a little bit of pain because I was clamped down on.
All right, if we're being realistic, then we're not playing clamping sound effects. If we're being realistic,
I was clamped. I was verclamped. I was verclamped.
I was bit in the ass by.
Hold on, you were bit in the ass? Did you say you were bit in the ass?
I think it's a bit in half. What?
Hold on, what did you say?
No, I was bit in the butt.
Yeah, that's what I thought he said. I was bit in the ass.
By the postmaster's dog. I was 8 or 9 years old. It broke the skin.
All right, thanks, Danny.
The irony of that.
Yeah, my friend got his nut bitten off by a
Will
dog.
you stop?
Yes.
In school.
One nut
when we
nick.
were in high school. Now.
One nut nick, yeah.
Yeah, sometimes you feel like a nut, sometimes you don't.
The dog did.
Alex in Brooksville. 2 more calls after this. Alex, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Hi.
Hey, good morning, guys. How you doing?
Doing fine. Go ahead.
Hey, this is the guy that got bit by a dog over at Lowe's a couple weeks ago. I talked to you.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
I was thinking about you just now, but I didn't want to speak on your behalf. I was thinking the whole time. Remember Alex from Lowe's?
Yes.
Yeah.
Alex.
What's happening?
Went into Lowe's and someone brought their dog in, and Alex is just shopping for stuff at Lowe's and gets bitten by a dog on the aisle.
Roxanne, what's happening?
I was waiting for you guys to say something about my situation, but I didn't hear anything. So
I was
called
thinking about you.
But, yeah, but I'm still here, stuck with $2,000 bills, rabies shots, and all that stuff. But Lowe's is not responding to me. I sent all to their office, which they told me that my claim was transferred to the corporate office.
Yeah, hold on, Alex. Do you have a lawyer?
No, you already referred me to one, but they never called me, or you took my information for it.
You know what? I didn't file. Oh crap! I dropped the ball.
Jeez.
No. Oh, I dropped the ball. I was supposed to. Oh yeah, I was supposed to get a hold of Stacy Kemp at Kemp Law Group and give them Alex's. And I didn't call Kemp.
Yeah,
I got
would've called you
distracted.
back right away,
Oh yeah.
Alex.
Oh yeah. Kemp. Stacy, it was I dropped the ball. All right, Alex. I'm sorry. Here's what I'm going to do. My fault. Alex, give all your information to Andrew again. I'm going to put you on hold, and we'll have Kemp Law call you about. I mean, because you should not be responsible for $2,000 in vet or in medical bills. And listen, Lowe's is not going to respond unless they start getting demand letters from lawyers and a threat of a lawsuit.
And,
That's when they're going to respond.
And what did you say happened, Alex? They separated you? Like you were bit and then they separated you and you weren't able to get that woman's contact info?
Right. They took the woman to the area where they have the return, whatever, behind the little door or walls, whatever, and they took her information. They came over to me. I was in the paint area where the paint department is. They got my information, and then when I asked them later, when I called them from the hospital, they want me to go to the hospital right away and take care of the blood or bleeding, and then when I called them back and I go, hey, I need the information, they're like, oh, we're not allowed to share that.
All right, hold on.
What do you mean?
No, they have to be able to. Well, you should have called the police. So in that, since you were torn up and
just like you, I was terrified. So
but the fact that you were bleeding, that warranted calling fire rescue or the police, and then there would have been a report, and then you would have absolutely had the dog owner's name. All right, Alex, hang on a minute. Andrew's going to get your information. I'm not going to screw up and drop the ball this time.
Yeah.
I will have Kemp Law Group call you. All my fault. I forgot to call Stacy. All right.
Well, you know what's going to happen to you if you forget it again?
You're going to get bitten by a dog?
That dog is coming after you.
I
This is
got it.
karma.
All right,
This
Alex.
is karma. That was a warning,
Oh,
MJ. That's
why,
what it was.
That's why I got bitten, because I
Yes.
dropped the ball on Alex.
Exactly.
All right, Alex, hang on a minute. Wow. All right, let me quickly, Laura.
Suddenly, I think Alex is into voodoo now.
Alex is on.
For real? What's up with that thread at the end?
That was a cryptic little thread. That makes me want to not help Alex.
Hey, Andrew, grab Alex on 4, please, right now. Thank you. Quickly, because I got to do Cash Kitty. It's almost, it is 8 o'clock in like 2 seconds. Laura, Apollo Beach, quickly.
Hi, good morning. Yes, same situation. I've actually had a German Shepherd in my neighborhood bite me twice. Didn't break the skin, but I had bruising.
Yep.
And I did call animal control just so it's on the dog's file. They wound up giving me a tetanus shot the first time it bit me. And then the second time I called animal control again, and they just basically, I believe they fined them. It's like a very small fee, maybe like $60 bucks. But I would call animal control just so it's on his file.
Yeah, you know what? I probably I want to call the ladies' vet, make sure the dog's up to date on rabies. That's what I'm going to end up doing. But listen, sorry about your story, Laura. Thank you for checking in.
Yes, no worries. Have a great day, guys.
And Karen is in Tampa. And Karen, listen, don't take offense to this, but some of the people were calling me a Karen for posting that I was bitten by the dog on Saturday. Can you believe that, Karen? Karen? Oh, no. Did I offend Karen? Karen!
All right. Thank you for calling,
Karen!
Karen! We needed that Coke!
Karen from Goodfellas. I needed that, Karen. All right, well, there you go. Karen hung up. That's a shame. What time is it? Oh, 8:01. Let's do it.
From the Kemp Law Group Studios, WRBQ and WRBQ HD1 Tampa, a Beasley Media Group station.
Oh, boy. Here it is. This is it. 8:01 at the MJ Morning Show. The Cash Kitty is back multiple times a day. Right now, 8 o'clock. Then again at 10 o'clock right after the show. Noon, 3, and 5 p.m. Your chance to text the keyword in to win $1,000. So let's go. This is text or online. The keyword is valuable. Yes, valuable. Kind of a complicated word.
It's a long word. I know we don't want people texting while they're driving, but it probably happened. You can just go with val.
Why could they just go with a one-syllable word?
Value.
You know,
Value would have been easier.
No, don't confuse it.
Valuable is the word.
Here it is. Text the word valuable. 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 Text that word nationwide to 45911 before 8:15, before quarter after, for a shot at $1,000 cash, or you can enter it on the Q105 app or at myQ105.com. Good luck from the MJ Morning Show, and the Cash Kitty is back.
Was a stray cat strut they were playing?
Oh yeah, we have that. We have that. Yeah. Yeah. Or we have cat scratch fever. Cat scratch fever. Yeah. Or we ought to
dog
play
bite fever.
We ought to play like some songs from Cats, the Broadway show.
Oh yeah, memories.
Would you like a Krispy Kreme Eclipse donut? MJ?
Those things look like they'll put you in diabetic shock.
I know. I was looking at him. I was like, that's a lot of stuff.
It's too much almost.
I'm enjoying my second one, and I can feel the hours click off of my life in
had
deliciousness.
How are you eating two?
They're
But
so
faster.
good. They're so good.
Remember what happened last time?
Yeah, but that was when I ate like 6 of them in a minute.
Guess what?
I'm pacing
Take
myself.
all of the dozen, the half Eclipse donuts, and smash those together.
Yeah.
Eat that whole pile.
Too much.
Yeah.
You'll die.
Let's put Fester back in the hospital.
If I ate one of those, I would feel like my face is melting.
Yeah, that is how sweet is it?
I just got a text from Dennis Phillips from ABC Action News.
Does he want to do
Wait,
it?
was he canceling?
No, he said, yeah, sorry, I can't come on with you at 8:30. He said I got to cancel 8:30 because he can come on right now. so Dennis
You
Phillips.
hoodwinked us.
Dennis Phillips is available right now to talk about the big eclipse today. I've got my glasses right here. Let me try to call Dennis. Oh man,
is there an open line?
I'm trying to find an open line. There we go.
Let me
All
see what the glasses look like when you put them on. I've never put those things on. Let me see yours, MJ.
I am not sure. You're going to rip them.
No, I'm not. I promise.
I'm not giving you my eclipse.
I want to.
All circuits.
Nothing works today.
You got to be kidding me.
What's going on?
What is? I can't get out. When I try to dial out, all of our freaking circuits are busy.
It's like we're in prison.
We're stuck.
All right, hang on. I got to tell Dennis to call us. Hang on. I'm going to have Dennis call our hotline. Can you guys fill some time while I gotta find our hotline number.
Let's do hot donut talk.
Speaking of the eclipse, my favorite listener, Kyle,
Yep.
who lets me mooch off of his
yeah, you love him.
He's in Texas.
Yeah, so he is an executive with Pizza Hut, and by executive I mean like assistant manager of a location.
Yeah.
And the Pizza Hut in Texas was giving away Eclipse glasses.
Cool.
So last week I'm like, hey, send us some Eclipse glasses, and they haven't arrived yet.
Oh boy.
Thanks.
Yeah, so
That
thanks
didn't
for
work
nothing.
out.
I'm looking in like the mail room every day for them, and so far no glasses. We're probably gonna get them tomorrow, and they do me no good. Then I have to save them for 21 years for when the eclipse comes to Tampa Bay, August 12th, 2045.
Hey, did Kyle tell you about his promotion going on right now at Pizza Hut? It's something like Total Eclipse of the Hut.
A total eclipse. Are
Yeah.
you serious?
Is that,
I have to
is
look
that
it
real?
up, but
Total eclipse of the Hut.
Uh-huh.
Really?
That would be brilliant. Is that real?
yeah, I think so. Let me see if I can find these details. But Kyle should have shared that with you, knowing what a foodie you are and a deal guy you are.
I don't know that I put.
Hang on, Dennis is calling it. Dennis, is this you?
It's me.
We've tried to call out. We're getting all circuits are busy. I tried to call Julian, my son, a little earlier because he was in the earthquake in Manhattan on Friday.
It's the eclipse, dude.
And then I tried to call you, and I'm getting all circuits are busy. I'm like, what the heck is going on here?
It's mayhem. Yeah, it's the eclipse.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is Dennis Phillips from ABC Action. Are you serious that Roxanne, Pizza Hut is doing Total Eclipse of the Hut?
Yeah, it's Total Eclipse of the Hut is a promotion that allows you to get any large pizza for just $12.
Damn.
So they don't have like
Our marketing.
they don't have like a special eclipse pizza.
No,
With,
it's just any large.
all black olives.
Mm-hmm.
Total eclipse of life.
Yeah.
All right, so Dennis Phillips, ABC Action News. Dennis, thanks for coming on. I appreciate it. You know, we're not in the path of totality. And bottom line, though, if you're outside at 3 o'clock, and, you know, I have the exact, I ran the coordinates on like the Naval Observatory website. And folks, I posted all this. This is on my Instagram. From dog bites to a cheap trick on Friday night on a golf course in South Tampa to my eclipse facts. So I posted an image of at maximum eclipse here in Tampa at 3 o'clock today. And actually, I'll give you the exact time in a second. I posted, Dennis, a little image of what the sun is going to look like with the moon cutting across of it. So maximum eclipse for us, and I ran the coordinates. I just picked the spot in Tampa Bay. I picked the intersection of Kennedy Boulevard and Florida in downtown Tampa. And I don't think it's going to vary much, but maximum eclipse time is 3 o'clock and 34 seconds, Dennis.
Yeah, I mean, look, I chased it back in 17. Our family jumped in the minivan and we drove up to South Carolina, and it was an unbelievable experience, but it was totality. And this is what I'm going to hear. I guarantee you I'm going to hear at 4:30 from local people. Yeah, it wasn't that big of a deal. Fake news. You're hyping it. but because it's not going to really be that noticeable in our area. If you're not at the point of totality, it's really just not a big deal. I mean, granted, if you have glasses, you can look up and you can see the special glasses, not sunglasses. I'm telling you guys, you have no idea how many messages I'm getting. Hey, is it okay if I just use some really dark sunglasses? No, it's not. But, you know, if you look up, you'll see what any eclipse looks like a lunar eclipse looks like. You know, you'll see a circular thing with a slice of it cut off. We're not going to dim that much. We're just not. It's a cool event if you're in totality, but if you're not, and, you know, totality is Arkansas, Texas, you know, all the way up to the Ohio Valley and up to New England. That area, it's one of the most amazing things I've ever seen in my life. And I can't explain it. I know it sounds ridiculous, but it just is. It's kind of an emotional experience. In 10 seconds, you go from fully lit sunlight to dark. The stars are out. The crickets are chirping. It drops about 10 degrees.
Yeah.
It all happens in about 10 seconds.
Yeah, that's another thing is the temperature. I saw the temperature drops on average 10 degrees, as Dennis just said, but it could be 20 degrees in some places. I don't know what gets you 20 degrees.
Yeah, I mean, I really don't know. I mean, you're within that path of totality.
Yeah.
But honestly, I mean, my kids went up, you know, because I dragged them with me, and, you know.
Were they like, oh, Dad, we don't want to do this? And then what? They were amazed?
100%. Yep. It's just one of those things. And you guys have been talking about it, I'm sure. In 2045, it's going to happen here.
Oh, yeah. Fester pointed out, what is it, August 12th of 2045?
Right.
Yeah, so, I mean, if you're around in 21 years, then you'll be able to see it here, and you'll really be able to experience what a solar eclipse is. I mean,
so the path of totality that's going across Texas and Arkansas and Missouri, Illinois, Kentucky, Ohio, Indiana, through parts of Pennsylvania, western Pennsylvania, up through like Niagara Falls, and then, you know, through a chunk of Vermont and then Maine. That event, the totality we're going to get on August 12th of 2045, Tampa is in the path of totality 21 years from now, Dennis.
Yeah, and it was crazy. And here's the thing that the most obvious elephant in the room here is, you know, when we went up there, we were standing in a hotel parking lot in South Carolina. You don't have to go anywhere special. You look up, right? But there's, you know, it was in the middle of summer, so you got all these puffy white cumulus clouds going past the sun, and the whole time you're holding your breath, saying, "Oh my God, we're gonna have a cloud in front of the sun during these 4 minutes." Because I mean, you know, it could easily happen. It could easily happen. You just get a big puffy cumulus clouds, you miss the whole thing. It gets dark, but you don't really, because what's cool is at totality, you don't need glasses. Again, we're not in totality here. You absolutely positively need them. But in totality, you do not need to have glasses to look up at the sun. You look right up at it. It's totally covered, and you see the corona around the edge of the circle. It is. It's unbelievable. But we don't get that here now. You got to wait 21 years for that.
Now, it's kind of funny. One of the places for totality is Holton, Maine. They're saying that Maine might be the best in the United States today.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy because you look statistically, Texas would have been the best place to figure there would be more sun because the farther northeast you go, the more likely you're going to get cloud cover. But Texas is, they're going to get some breaks, and there might be some places that luck out. But yeah, Maine is looking better than any place else, although Arkansas is actually looking pretty good this morning. And one of our meteorologists, Greg D, in the morning, he's actually flying up this morning to Cleveland. Yep, he's flying up. His flight leaves in an hour. He's flying up to Cleveland. He's going to be at the the airport parking lot probably, and just go out there and look up and then jump in a plane and come back later.
All right, so what does it look like for him, though? What is the forecast going to be at eclipse time for him?
I think he's good. They got a front coming through. They've had rain last night and rain this morning, and the front's going to come through in a couple hours, and I think he'll be mostly sunny in the afternoon. I mean, it is. It's a crapshoot. But you know what? Even if it doesn't work for people, it's a great story.
Right.
I mean, it is. Even for my kids, if we hadn't seen it, I mean, they'd be like, oh, my God, remember the time Dad dragged us in the minivan and we drove through 15 drive-thrus? And all?
Oh, they were complaining. Oh, Dad, why are you doing it? Then they get there, they see the eclipse of the coolest thing ever, right?
It really was.
Wow.
It really was.
So I'm looking at the list here. Let's look at the you're good versus the you're screwed list, Dennis.
Yeah.
So Texas, apparently they're going to get hosed. Do you know how many people went to Texas?
That's a big state, though.
Yeah.
It can't be the whole state that's getting hosed.
No, they're going to be pretty much hosed in Texas.
That's where Al Roker
Yeah, a lot
is.
of clouds, but, there could be breaks. I was looking at the 2 o'clock futurecast and around Dallas. I mean, there were some breaks in it. So, you're probably not going to have overcast skies the entire day, but the problem is you got 4 minutes. Because I'm telling you, anything less than totality, it's just not the same thing.
Yeah, I mean, again, let's reiterate. For those that are just tuning in, if this voice sounds familiar, not mine, but the voice on the phone, Dennis Phillips from ABC Action News, chief meteorologist, is on with us live. And here in Tampa Bay, there's going to be nothing noticeable. We're not going to dim. It's going to be normal. But if you have the glasses, if you have certified glasses, and you got to be careful because unbelievably, there are phony Chinese glasses out there. I mean, what kind of company would make phony glasses so people burn their eyeballs out? Who would do that?
Yeah, I mean, I've seen a lot of them on Amazon. I don't know how legit they are, but yeah.
But here, the cool thing that we'll be able to witness at 3 o'clock and 34 seconds, that's when the eclipse is at maximum. And then there's a difference. So you got magnitude and obscuration. And I pulled a little. Astronomers categorize each solar eclipse in terms of its magnitude and obscuration. The magnitude of the solar eclipse is the percent of the sun's diameter that the moon covers during maximum eclipse. And that's going to be 65.6% here in Tampa Bay. So we're going to have 65.6%. The obscuration is going to be 58%, which is the percent of the sun's total surface area covered at maximum. And if you have the glasses, you'll be able to look up and see that sliver, 65, 66% of the sun covered up by the moon, but you got to have the glasses. Oh, and the welders, you mentioned welders' helmets a little while ago, Dennis. Yeah. I know you've seen the same thing, that I've read numerous reports that said that welders' helmets should not be used, that they're not as good. The welders' helmets are not as good as the glasses.
I mean, it shows you just how bright it is. I mean, right, you're talking the obscuration part, 2/3 covered. It's still going to be almost as sunny as it always is. But, here's the other thing. There's a lot of people thinking, it's the end of the world. Oh, if I look up at it, it's going to burn my eyes immediately. Look, we all glance at the sun from time to time, accidentally most of the time. It's no worse than any other day. Everything's the same from our perception. It's just you don't want to sit there and stare at the sun.
Yeah, it's not like laser sunbeams are special today that are going to burn your eyeballs out through the back of your skull.
And some people think that. I'm telling you, some people think that stuff. The messages I'm getting are insane. But
well, hold on. Tell me some of the messages you're getting.
Oh my God, it's that kind of thing. First, I'm afraid to let my dogs out of the house today because of the eclipse, and because it's normal and everything is okay. You just don't want to stare at the sun for 25 seconds or even 5 seconds, and you'd never do that on any other day anyway.
I was going to say, who stares at the sun? I mean, that's kind of, even when I'm driving and it's like coming, it's, sunset, and it's pouring right into your eyes. I try to just close my eyes while I'm driving.
If you let your dogs out on a regular sunny day, your dog is not looking up at the sun, burning its eyeballs out of its skull. And the same thing for humans. But, back to the welder's glasses, Stewie Berm, a listener, and follows me on Instagram at Certified MJ Radio. I got a DM from Stewie Berm last night. Check this out, MJ. While vacationing in Southern California, went into a Home Depot. Most of the welding helmets are gone in preparation for the solar eclipse. Southern California, they get virtually nothing, I think, right?
Yeah. I mean, exactly. And again, totality is kind of cool because you can use the glasses up to totality because you would need them. But the minute you get in totality, which we're not going to have here, but the minute you do, you don't need them anymore. And that's the crazy part about it, because that's when you can look up and you see like the fireball around the moon. It's I don't know, man. I say this to people, and if you've never, I almost liken it, and this is kind of a crazy example, but we have a reporter sometime, and they'll do a story on, on babies or on something, if a baby's injured or somebody's hurt. It's very, and I think most people know, it's very difficult to empathize with something with a child until you've had a child. There's just something about it, right? When you have a kid, you look at things differently. Well, in an eclipse, it's the same thing. Obviously to a lesser degree, but if you've never seen it, you just can't relate it. What's the big deal? There's got to be. We see a million eclipses all the time. I get that, and you're right. We do. We get a lot of lunar eclipses, but total solar eclipses are another animal entirely. And unfortunately for us, we got to wait 21 years for it.
21 years, 2045, and again. Is it safe to wear welding gear during a total eclipse? The simple answer is most welding headgear is not strong enough to protect your eyes during a solar total eclipse.
Damn it.
That's interesting. That's good news. That's good news to hear.
Yeah, that's something I'd read earlier.
I was going to go down to Harbor Freight after the show and buy a welder's mask just to return it tomorrow, but I guess I'm not going to do that.
That's like
now.
buying the Super Bowl big screen TV and then returning it the Monday after the Super Bowl.
I'm only going to wear it for 5 minutes.
Yeah. I found numerous stories. How to spot dangerous fake eclipse glasses being sold in the U.S. The suspect frames. Here's one in particular. Suspect frames impersonating legitimate frames made by a certain company can quickly be spotted as fakes because they're no darker than regular sunglasses. So, again, you've got companies that are out there that are selling fake. They're taking, like, real glasses made by a real company, and we're talking about the cardboard ones here. You've got some knockoff companies that are making fake glasses. Those people ought to be run over by a truck if you're selling deliberately fake eclipse glasses.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. Let me go through.
Those people. I mean, you could go blind. I mean, if you on any given day you go out and stare at the sun for 20, 30 seconds. I mean, you're going to get eye damage.
Yeah.
So this is no better or no worse than any other day. You just don't want to do it. And regular sunglasses will not cut it.
All right, got Dennis Phillips on the phone from ABC Action News. Dennis Phillips, chief meteorologist. Let me go through my pile of interestingness, okay? NASA says you shouldn't use your phone to photograph the solar eclipse. A quick shot of the sun. If you're doing a panorama, you have the sun, it's not going to damage your phone. But NASA's saying that if you hold your phone up to the sun for an extended period of time, you could damage the sensor on your phone, Dennis.
I've never heard that. That's interesting.
Also, you know what else I read? Camera equipment. People that rented, like, professional camera equipment back in 2017, a lot of them, like, damaged and destroyed and ruined the camera equipment that they purchased or rented. That's another interesting tip. All right, let's see what we have here. So Oh, traffic nightmares. They're saying that during like total eclipse time that people could be just stopping their cars on the interstate or pulling over on the shoulder. So they're worried about traffic jams. And I saw, Dennis, and we have this story last week, that in some places the traffic could be like 20 to 30 Super Bowls at once.
Yeah, I will tell you that. I do remember that. When we were driving up, we went to South Carolina when we went in 2017 to see it. The way up was no problem. The way back was the worst traffic jam I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
I mean, it took what was supposed to take us, I think, something like 11 hours, took us 19 hours.
Oh, my God. Wow.
Yeah, it was literally standstill.
Everybody leaves at the same time.
Exactly. When, it's over. Let's get in the car and go home. Yeah, that's what it was.
When you went in 2017, did you guys get hosed on hotels or Airbnb? Because, some of the stories, you've got $119 La Quinta rooms that are going for $1,000. You've got Airbnbs that are going for like $3,000 plus a night in the totality areas.
Yeah, no, we booked ours like 2 years in advance because I knew it was something it was on my bucket list. It was something I've always wanted to do. And, you know exactly the time and the place when it's going to happen, so we booked it literally, I think 18 months in advance. So I got a regular rate for it. But yeah, and that was, like you said, the hotel, we were at a Hilton Garden Inn or something. And we just went outside. There were probably 200 people in the parking lot and they just all are out there tailgating and looking up, as it happened. So you didn't need any place special. You just go outside.
By the way, Hillsborough County schools are getting out early today. Not because of the eclipse, because it's a Monday.
Yeah, every Monday they get out an hour early.
Yeah, they always do on Monday.
But no, there are some schools that are closing in totality. So some of the schools in the path. Oh, and Dennis, I don't know if you've mentioned this, but this is big news, man. The New York prisoners, the inmates at a New York State prison that were going to be on lockdown during the eclipse, they sued, saying that it was their religious and constitutional right to see the eclipse. The New York inmates will be able to view the solar eclipse. They're not going to be kept inside after the lawsuit was settled with the New York State prison system. Dennis?
Well, I can sleep easy now. I feel much better.
Yeah. That the murderers and the rapists can see the eclipse later today. Isn't that fantastic?
Unreal. You were talking about schools.
Yeah.
I mean, I kind of get that to an extent where some little kids, if you've got a first grader or second grader or kindergarten or whatever, and they've heard all about it. I mean, yeah, I could see them maybe going out and trying to stare at the sun because they want to know about it if no one's told them that they're not supposed to do that. So, I mean, I do kind of get some schools not letting their kids out for recess unless you're really careful. Like my kids' schools, they're actually elementary school. They're actually giving out glasses, and I hope to God they're not those fake ones.
Yeah, right? Oh, you, Dennis, when you hang up with us, you better call the school and make sure they're not getting some of those fake Chinese knockoff glasses that will burn your face off.
Yeah, that's
right?
in Pinellas County. That's what they're doing.
Yeah. Hang on, I'm going to put my glasses on right now, Dennis. Hang on a minute. I took my headphones off. All right, my glasses from 2017 are on right now. I did not buy new glasses for 2024 here because I read that the 2017 glasses should be fine. And then I read how to test if your glasses from 2017 are still good. And the first thing was, as long as the lens isn't broken with holes. So
there you go.
So, no, but you can look up at a light, and if you look up at a bright incandescent light with the filament, not the new LEDs, but if you look at a regular bright light bulb, you should only be able to see like the filament wires and not the light itself, but you should see the glow of the filament, and that's it, just peeking through barely. So my 2017 glasses, which I just had on MJTV, those are going to be good for us later today. And Michelle and Chloe and I will be out on the front lawn just, staring up, looking at the, 3 o'clock and 34 seconds is solar maximum here in Tampa. The skies will not dim, folks, but if you have the glasses, you'll be able to see about 66% of the sun taken out by the moon. So,
but I will tell people. I mean, it looks no different when those glasses are on than any other lunar eclipse.
Yeah.
I mean, if you've got, you can look at a lunar eclipse. Obviously, you don't need glasses. And I'm sure a lot of people have seen them because those are really common. You go outside, the moon's out, you get the shadow over the moon, and it looks like a third, 2/3. Sometimes all of the moon is obscured, and that is what this is going to look like in those glasses. I had somebody message me, and they said they used to go to Disney for Christmas time, and they would get special glasses over at MGM in the back lot, and they made them look like angels and stuff. And when you would look at the Christmas lights, and they said, so when I put these glasses on, am I going to see like angels and stuff in front of the sun? I'm like, no, it's just going to be a little dot of light. That's all it is.
Yeah.
So nothing special, but hey, I mean, it's something you don't get to see every day. And I mean, the networks, I mean, they're doing hours and hours of. It's like New Year's Eve.
Oh,
it
is.
Go from the East Coast to the West Coast.
Oh yeah, you're gonna have David Muir. You're an ABC station, but David Muir. They're gonna be doing like live coverage. They're gonna break into normal programming with David Muir, and it's gonna be. I think I've got their music. And now special coverage with David Muir. It's Eclipse 2024. Live from the Eclipse Zone. Hopefully there aren't freaking clouds. Here's David Muir. All right, so ABC and Lester Holt's going to be standing somewhere. I mean, they're all going to do
Everybody's out. Where did you
Yeah,
say Al
for
Roker was,
hours.
Froggy?
He was in Dallas.
Well, that was a bad call
Yeah.
for Al Roker.
He's on like the Today Show.
He's
live
only
from
there for the
Dallas.
barbecue.
Hey, Dennis, let me
Probably.
grab a call from Jackie. Let me conference Jackie. And Jackie's in Buffalo. And Buffalo is in the path of totality, but they might have cloud cover. Hang on a minute. Jackie, welcome to the MJ Morning Show from Buffalo calling in.
Yes.
So, Jackie, I mean, the forecast for you is kind of cloudy, right?
That's what they're saying. It's partly cloudy now, but they're saying it's going to be cloudy. So I just wanted to see if we will be able to see it like they expected, because I guess in Buffalo they're expecting about 1 million people there for this.
Yeah, listen, Dennis is a Tampa Bay meteorologist, so I don't know if he has Buffalo weather up on his screen right now.
He does.
Well, yeah.
Dennis,
it will get dark. I mean, it will get dark like nighttime. I mean, even with clouds, you might, whether or not, I mean, and that's what we were talking about earlier. Look, it could be a sunny day and you can have a big old puffy cloud go in front of that sun for 5 minutes and then you're not going to see it. So, I mean, that does happen, but it will get dark. The crickets will chirp. It'll get colder. I mean, all these things are going to happen. You just might, if you have clouds, you just might not see the actual sun itself, which is a bummer. But I mean, you get breaks in those clouds. I mean, it isn't going to be overcast the entire afternoon, so you still got a shot.
Thanks, Jackie. Have a great day. I appreciate you calling in. All right, Dennis, last thing before I let you roll. I know you're getting the emails from the crazies that think that the world's going to end today, right?
I am. I've had a lot of them.
Oh, jeez. All right, can you expand on that, please?
No, it's just you always have some folks that take a weather event and turn it into an extreme, that it's the end of the world stuff. You do, and I've probably had, I don't know, 30 or 40 of them saying, and most of them are involving their pets. Most of them, we've heard there must be some veterinarian out there that's saying that this eclipse is going to stress your cat or your dog or your bird or whatever, and you must protect them from the stress that comes along with this stuff. There must be a vet out there on TikTok or something, and it's usually where it's on. It's usually on TikTok. And I just get these people panic stricken that there is going to be some end of the world rapture kind of a thing going on. I mean, I get it.
Hey, you get any emails? Hey, Dennis, I hope you got right with the Lord because things are going to end on Monday.
Yeah, most people who know me is like, you're beyond hope, buddy. So just deal with it.
Hey, Dennis, thanks for the time this morning. Dennis Phillips, our weather partner, chief meteorologist from ABC Action News. And hey, while we have you, any thoughts on the hurricane forecast with above normal activity expected?
Yeah, we could talk a lot, and I'm sure we will about that. I mean, it is going to be a very busy hurricane season, but that does not mean that, in fact, if you go back statistically, and again, we'll talk about this more, but if you go back statistically and look at the last 100 years, it doesn't matter how many storms form out in the tropical Atlantic. Statistically speaking, the odds of us being hit directly by a hurricane are no greater in a busy season than a non-busy season when it comes to an Atlantic developing system. It just isn't. Now, if you want to talk about the Carolinas, you want to talk about Miami, you want to talk about the Panhandle West, yeah, it is. But for our area, statistically, it has never shown to be an increased threat for us to see a direct hit. But again, we'll get into that as we get into June and July and August.
All right, sounds good. Dennis Phillips, ABC Action News. Thanks, Dennis.
Okay, see you guys.
You know what? Let's call Dennis again tomorrow morning, and we'll just make sure the world is still here after the eclipse.
All right, we'll see you.
Goodbye.
Bye, Dennis. Oh, shoot. I forgot to tell
Hey,
Dennis.
oh, Dennis, you still there? Oh, he's gone.
He's gone.
Yeah.
If he really wants to up his credibility in meteorology, he can just link to Hal Herman tips for solar eclipse viewing.
Oh,
Send all of his viewers there.
Yeah, you know what? All the local TV stations ought to grab. They should have grabbed the video. Listen, they still have time because it's now what 8:33, and the eclipse doesn't begin. I'll give you the exact times here, and I posted this on my Instagram. You know, from me getting bitten by a dog on Saturday to the dog seeing me again yesterday and staring me down, to my eclipse post. I put the numbers down for Tampa Bay, and here they are. The eclipse will begin at 1:43 and 35 seconds this afternoon, and the maximum eclipse here in Tampa Bay will be 3 o'clock and 34 seconds. So straight up 3 o'clock and 34 seconds is maximum eclipse, with about 65.6% of the sun covered, with 58%, what do they call it? Obscuration. And then the eclipse ends. The eclipse is over at 4:15 and 4 seconds here in Tampa Bay. And no, the world is. Should we go to the world's going to end phones? Should we see how many people think that? Let's not. Yeah. But there are people that think the world's going to end.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. So all that is on my Instagram, Certified MJ Radio, if you want to take a look at the information on the times and everything. So Certified MJ Radio. And while you're at it, you can give me a follow if you would like. Also on my Instagram, some cheap trick photos from Friday night. And there's also a little video of Surrender and Michelle, dancing like a maniac, during Surrender. Love it. And that video is on my Instagram as well. Certified MJ Radio. That's Certified MJ Radio. All right, moving along, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know if you saw this, but 8.2 million packets of Tide, Gain, Ace, and Ariel detergent pods are being recalled because they don't taste as good as they should.
Right.
All right?
They try to tell you what flavor it is on the outside of the carton.
They're starting to make like a meatloaf flavor and, limoncello flavor. No, I'm kidding around.
Delicious.
No, you don't eat the pods, but, they do look very enticing.
Why are they recalling them? I mean, they're just soap in a little disposable bag, right? Or
faulty packaging.
What, they don't break up in water?
Yeah, they put them in metal balls that will not. I don't know. I'm just millions of packets of popular laundry detergent made by Procter and Gamble. Whenever I hear Procter, I think of proctologist.
So do I.
Whenever Procter and Gamble, P&G, huge consumer products company, I always think of proctologist. I think of my yearly physical where, Dr. L jams his finger up,
Huh?
No, the nose test.
Dude, Dr. L, man.
The nose test. So for a healthy male prostate, you touch the tip of your nose, you feel the sponginess on the tip of your nose. That's what when they finger the that's what a healthy prostate should feel like. It should feel like the tip of your nose.
And an unhealthy one feels like your chin.
Right.
So one time I'm getting my physical, and for some awful reason I turn back and connect with the doctor's eyes in that moment.
And don't touch your nose after you've done the rear part, because then you'll be a brown noser.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, you really have to keep your coordination as to which hand's doing what in order.
And don't touch your eyes either, because you'll get pink eye.
There you go.
Brown eye.
There you go. Anyway, so a bunch of pods are being recalled. Hey, I got something funny here. Did you? This is. Let me find the audio. I got two things we got to play that are hysterical. All right, audio-wise, there is a woman who is a poster child for don't get drunk, get arrested, embarrass yourself. We'll put the video up. Andrew, can you make sure it's already up? So I'll tell you where to see this video after I tell you about it. This happened back in October, but the video just came out, and it's a woman by the name of Julia Moorhead, 36 years old. What are you laughing at over there?
Her brother. I'm not going to say his name.
What's his brother's name?
Brother?
Why did this just pop into my head?
What's his first name? Needs?
Given?
Hold on. What's his brother's name? What's her brother's name?
Isn't there a joke like a guy's? But is a guy's name Craven?
Craven Moorhead?
I thought it was.
Is that really, Roxanne?
You know,
you're gonna bring our show down to that juvenile level.
That's good stuff. I like it.
One time, Domino,
like Wes Craven, the horror movie director.
MJ.
Yes.
Years ago, like in the late 90s, mid 90s, Domino took me to a pirate radio station like in Temple Terrace.
Yeah.
And the guy who ran his name was Craven Moorhead.
Oh, great.
Hey, everybody, it's Craven Moorhead. I'm broadcasting three blocks.
That guy sounds nucking futs.
Anyway, Julia Moore, be careful. Julia Moorhead, 36 years old, was told to leave and don't come back at the Ben Hotel over in West Palm Beach. So the hotel had to call 911 to report that she was trespassing. They didn't want her. I guess she was drunk off her butt. She was making a scene. And, man, this audio and video is crazy. But this is a classic example. Do not overdrink. Do not get blast-ass drunk where you can't control yourself. It is unbelievable. I've got, how many cuts do I have here? I haven't done anything wrong and this and that. And
this is Julia?
Yeah, it's Julia Moorhead is her name. Here's a couple of the sound bites.
Proper grit, just being very disrespectful. It was like impersonating guys.
This is the complaint.
She fell over there, but she just fell over here. I grabbed her.
Right.
We're just trying to verify if she is a guest here.
All right, so she claims she's a guest, so that's the complaint to law enforcement. And then she's like, I haven't done anything wrong.
I have a question for you. So
Are you Julia?
What the are you guys like doing right here?
I have a question for you.
She's single too. Jordan.
She's in the lobby. And listen, I've got like 12 minutes of this, but let me just play you the best cuts. Listen.
Give me your arm.
No! What's your arm?
All right, that's a female officer saying, give me your arm. They're trying to cuff her because she's being belligerent. She won't leave, so they're going to cuff her. 36-year-old woman. She's attractive, and she is just off her butt drunk. Can't control herself, making a scene.
Give me your arm.
No! What's your arm?
Get the off of me! Get the off of me! Get off of me!
This is alcohol.
Get off of me! Get off of me! Get off of me! Get off of me! Get the
Yeah.
off of me!
Yeah.
Stop!
You want to see the video, folks? It's worth a watch. And she hit another guest. So that's what she was already resisting, but then she hit a guest. And that's when they said, that's it, you're done.
Get up! You can stand up or we're going to pick you up. Stand up!
And then her pants come off. Her whole...
Get off of me! Get off of me! Stand. No.
Stand up.
Stand up. You're literally laying on the ground with no pants on. Get up and get in the car.
Her pants come off. I mean, it's crazy. You want to see the video, folks? It's worth the watch. The link is up at mjmorningshow.com. and then click on As Heard on the MJ Morning Show. So As Heard on the MJ Morning Show, that's where you can find it. MJMorningshow.com, click on As Heard on the MJ Morning Show, and the link to that video, it is worth the watch. Hey, if you got kids or you got some people you know that have a little bit of an alcohol issue, show them the video and say, this is why you don't get out of control drunk, so this doesn't happen to you.
Hey, MJ.
Yeah.
I know that we are everybody's number one source for breaking country and Western news.
We got both kinds, country and Western.
You know, and
yeah.
Myself being a huge country and Western fan, I think this guy is like one of the biggest names in Nashville, right?
Oh, yeah.
This is breaking news.
It happened last night.
Who,
but
the big fat ass guy?
No, not the biggest guy in Nashville, not named Jelly Roll.
Jelly Roll is the big guy.
He's
It's got to be Morgan Wallen.
Yeah.
Right, Morgan Wallen. That's
Listen,
right.
listen to this. Festa with breaking news.
Oh.
Well, read the headline.
Where's my sound effect? Where's the going to Fester Dolt in the news center? Come on, man. It's a whole package. We're doing a show here.
Morgan, what a rock star.
Oh, my God. Hang on a minute. I gotta give Fester the big intro. All right.
I don't do that much news. I need the sound effect.
This is an NBC News special report. Now, live from New York, here's Fester Dolt.
Live from Nashville, we have breaking news where hillbilly music singer Morgan Wallen, who sings songs about kissing his sister and the like, has been arrested in Nashville after throwing a chair from a bar's rooftop. Let's go live. Yes. Live to the scene with our reporter on the street in Nashville, Hal Herman.
Well, yes, thank you, Mr. Dalton. It is true. Morgan Wallen has been arrested, like you said, for throwing a chair off of a roof.
No, listen, felony charges, Hal.
My God.
This is serious.
$15,250 bond.
What?
That's the statute.
$15,250 bond.
How much?
$15,250.
What are we even talking about?
His
We still-
bond.
Oh, his bond. I couldn't make the last word. Yeah, so apparently Morgan Wallen is trying to get inspiration for writing another song about whiskey, which is all country music is these days.
I get drunk on whiskey. I throw a chair off a hotel roof. Is that?
It was a bar, but yes, pretty close.
Isn't he the one that was screaming the N-word
So
years
like
ago?
2 years ago, he was yelling at a couple of his friends,
He
dropping
was
the
like
N-word back and
virtually
forth.
canceled. Well, he was for a while, right?
He's back.
He
All
was,
right.
he was on
now-
hillbilly probation.
Let me read the actual story. This is from WKRN in Nashville, Tennessee. Country music star Morgan Wallen was arrested on felony charges after he allegedly threw a chair from the roof of a bar in downtown Nashville. According to arrest documents, officers were standing in front of Chief's Bar in the 200 block of Broadway around 10:53 p.m. last night when they witnessed a chair come from above and hit the street. What the? Authorities reported the chair landed approximately 3 feet away from two officers.
Oh, dude, if that would have hit a cop.
Oh, my God.
Oh, my God.
When the officers approached security to investigate the incident, staff members at the bar allegedly told them 30-year-old Morgan Wallen was responsible for the chair. Man, they rolled over on Morgan Wallen quickly.
These bouncers don't care.
Wasn't there an award show last night?
Yeah, there was.
Yeah, there was
So he's
something.
partying after that?
That must
I
have been
guess?
it. Maybe he's mad. Did he not get an award?
Wow. Officers reviewed video footage of the incident, which showed Wallen lunging an object over the roof, according to the arrest report. Officials said the rooftop sits 6 stories above. He threw a chair 6 stories off a rooftop bar?
That would have killed somebody.
Oh, absolutely.
Just landing
Imagine if it killed the cop.
Yeah.
That guy would be.
Nashville police officer just working the beat on Broadway.
He
Chair
got the,
falls on
he
the
got the electric chair. My God. Witnesses reportedly told officers they were standing next to Wallen and observed him pick up the chair, throw it over, and then laughing. Wallen was taken into custody for the incident, charged with 3 counts of reckless endangerment for the 2 officers who were in the vicinity and for the danger to the public. Officials said that he was also charged with disorderly conduct.
Matter with, he's out of control.
He needs better handlers.
Now, what is going on with this guy?
He needs
You're
a
right.
handler.
It's out of control. All right, listen, you want to hear also out of control? Sean Diddy Combs' former bodyguard, and I got something funny here. Now, the whole Sean Combs thing is not funny, but there's an element here that's, I'll explain in a second. Sean Diddy Combs' former bodyguard claims the music mogul had tapes of politicians and princes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. This Gene Deal was also president when Notorious B.I.G. was fatally shot in 1997.
He's been with these guys for a long time. He knows all the...
Made comments during an interview on the Art of Dialogue YouTube channel. So Diddy's former bodyguard, Gene Deal, suggests that Diddy may have tapes of politicians, princes, preachers that could now be in the hands of the feds.
Preachers.
Because remember, he made the claim, and others have made the claim, that Diddy had cameras in every single room. Remember last week when this story came out, or 2 weeks ago, we were talking about, man, this is like Epstein. This is like the whole Jeffrey Epstein situation. And I got to play a little bit of this audio here, and then I want to play something else for you, which is like, you got to be kidding me. All right, listen to this former bodyguard of Diddy's.
LaRob said in his affidavit that Diddy had every room taped and bugged. They found them in the house, bro. So by them having those things in the house, and people know there's drugs, there's alcohol, all kind of crazy shit, bro. They just wondering who or when they're gonna let this stuff be known, if it's on videotape.
Yeah, man. I know they got to be shook, man, after finding out he was recording everything.
But not only celebrities.
Listen.
Not only celebrities. I don't think it's only celebrities going to be shook. He had politicians in there. He had princes in there. He also had a couple of preachers in there.
Whoa! All right, now listen to the voice of the former bodyguard. I think that's Biscuit.
Oh my God! It sounds like Biscuit.
I think it's Biscuit. Froggy's character, the bodyguard, Biscuit.
Go, man.
Yeah, that's right. DJ Scrizzle hooking it up. What's up? It's the Biscuit Show. Hanging out. My name is Biscuit, a former celebrity bodyguard. Man, I used to work with everybody under the sun, players, you know what I'm saying? But now I'm hosting a radio show, and it's a very special time of the year, man. It's Biscuit's favorite time of the year because it's Halloween time, you heard me. And on the line, we've got a clairvoyant. Are you there, sir?
Yes, hi, good morning.
It says here you a clairvoyant and some sort of psychic, right?
That is true, yes. I am a psychic or clairvoyant. You could call it either one.
This is kind of crazy. I mean, it's perfect for Halloween, you know what I'm saying? Because you're sort of creepy and mysterious and kind of scary, you know what I'm saying? I mean, how the hell do you see in the future?
Well, you know, it's just something that I was born with, and fortunately I've been able to use it for good, I think.
Oh, no, listen, I was talking about how coming up we're going to have a psychic on the Biscuit Show, and we got some phone calls lined up on the air, you know what I'm saying? So I'm thinking maybe we could take some phone calls. You can give them some psychic advice. You know, is that possible to do over the phone?
That's absolutely possible. I'd be happy to do so.
So if you guys want to know your psychic future, call up the Biscuit Show. You know the number. We got a call here on line 33. Is that right, Scrizzle? All right, Ty, let me check it out. Line 33, it says Donald is on the line, and there's a string of bad luck. What's up, Donald?
Yes, hello, Biscuit. Thank you for taking my call. My name is Donald, like you said, and is the psychic medium there?
Yes, good morning, sir. How are you?
Well, I've got to be honest, I'm not so good. I'm calling because well, as you could tell, I'm an elderly man, and I've been having quite a string of bad luck lately. A few things. My grandson was arrested a few days ago, and he always helped me get around the house, you know, because I'm an elderly man, and now he's locked up, and it's really affecting me, you know. I'm really sad about it. And it's hard to get around the house. I mean, do you see any positivity in my future? Because I don't feel like there is.
Oh, sir, of course I do. You know, first of all, you have to realize that that's not a reflection of bad luck on you, something that's happening to your son, although unfortunately you are having to deal with the repercussions.
Well,
but, you know, I'm getting a really great and positive vibe from what's going to be happening.
Really?
I would say that, Yes, sir. Absolutely. I would say you need to just focus your positive energy toward the next few days, and I
Okay.
think that some things are going to be turning around for you.
Wow, that's fantastic news because, I live in a big 2-story house, and without my grandson around, it's very hard to get, to be mobile. My rascal broke down a couple weeks ago, so it's very difficult, as you could probably imagine.
Sure, absolutely. Well, take caution and care, but I think
Yes.
that as long as you start gearing yourself towards some more positive energy over the next few days, then I think that you're going to see some things majorly changing for yourself.
Oh, fantastic. For example, like right now I'm trying to get down my stairs, and it's very difficult without my grandson here. So it's fantastic that you really see the future's bright for me.
Absolutely.
Oh, goodness gracious.
I have no reason to believe that there's anything negative coming your way.
Oh, that is fantastic. Oh,
Hello? Sir, are you there?
Yo, hello, man. What the hell was that?
Hello, sir?
Please, I fell.
Yo, man, I think he just fell down the stairs, man. What happened?
Hello, sir? Donald? Did you really fall down the stairs?
My
Hello?
legs. Please, I can't move. Help.
Man, you a fake-ass clairvoyant, man. I just had an old man fall talking to you about, and you saying he's going to have a positive future, and he busted his ass, and what happened?
Classic Biscuit.
That's Biscuit. But Biscuit, your voice for Biscuit sounds like the bodyguard for
know,
Pete
that's
Diddy.
crazy.
Oh my!
Biscuit doesn't sound like you. I have to.
Well,
That's
I have a
good. That's
voice
good.
changelation on it. Voice changelation.
It's funny stuff right there. And the funniest thing is, not clairvoyant, but a clamvoyant.
Man, you fake-ass clamvoyant.
CLAM, a clamvoyant. Oh, man, get me some whole belly clamvoyance going on. All right, 8:54 at the MJ Morning Show. We're running a little late here. Over an hour and 20 minutes of nonstop MJ. All right, Julian, my son, we're going to talk to him in a bit. The earthquake in New York on Friday. And, some people think the eclipse is related to, get out of it. It's nothing. Come on. Yeah, people are worried that the cell phones are all going to. There are people that think the world is going to end at 3 o'clock today. All right, stop it. All right, back in a second. We got an hour to go. The Cash Kitty's back. Next chance to win $1,000. Your next shot happens at 10 a.m. this morning. Then noon, 3, and 5 p.m. as the Cash Kitty is back right here on Q105. Let's. Story involving an Airstream trailer?
No, lay it on me.
You know, the Airstream. Oh, my. Hold on a minute. I got to grab a call here quickly. I've got an apology coming in. Not sure what all the circumstances are. MJ Morning Show, Q105, Eclipse Day. Maximum eclipse here in Tampa Bay is 3 o'clock and 34 seconds. That's when 65.6%. So the magnitude is 65.6. The obscuration is 58%. It starts at, 1:43, ends at 4:15. And the max for us, if you have glasses, they say don't use a welder's helmet. A welder's helmet is, you got to have the glasses, which have even more opaqueness than the welder's helmets.
So literally, MJ, right as the song was ending, I picked up a call on line 1, and the guy was asking me where can he buy the Eclipse glasses, and I kind of told him, I go, bro, you're kind of SOL now.
Yeah.
I mean, if you
let me try to get Eclipse glasses 4 hours before the eclipse.
I mean, you really had to prepare for this.
Yeah.
And then he said, I'm going to use my welder's mask, and I was like, good for you, pal.
Yeah, well, they say don't.
Don't, yeah.
They say don't.
Go for it.
All
I
right.
say.
So Eclipse, Michelle and I we have the glasses. I have my glasses. What do I do with my glasses? Hang on. Oh, here they are.
Here they are.
I poked holes in them.
You did not. You haven't touched my. I wouldn't. Froggy wanted to try the glasses on earlier. I wouldn't let these get into Froggy's hands for 2 seconds.
Not the first thing Froggy poked holes in.
I'll put my glasses on here. Look at this. I'm looking at MJ TV with my special Eclipse glasses on. Hey, Luigi is on the line from Villa Galace, the Italian spot at Indian Rocks Beach, where I went Saturday night. And I guess Luigi heard me speaking earlier that I had a great dinner. Food is fantastic. You know, one of our new favorite spots, Villa Galace out at Indian Rocks. And listen, I live in South Tampa, and driving to Indian Rocks for me is like I'm driving to Montana, you know?
Yeah, and I'm really sorry for costing you $1 billion. I really apologize. They say my food is to die for, but not to sacrifice $1 billion. And I really would like to issue a formal apology. My bad. I apologize.
Well, listen, what Luigi's saying is I told the story earlier that we were having such a great dinner that we went past the Powerball ticket purchase time. I thought for sure it was like 10:30 or 10:45. No, you got to buy your tickets by 10 p.m. And we were still having limoncello at 10 p.m. I'm like, whoa. Exactly. So we get to 7-Eleven and I get my ticket and the drawings for tonight. So I've got $30 in Powerball tickets for a stinking $20 million jackpot because someone won the $1.33 billion on Saturday night from Oregon.
What the heck are we going to do with $20 million anyway?
That sucks. $20 million. I'll poop on that.
We can barely get by on that.
I know.
So, MJ,
hey, isn't today the day that like millions of Americans go blind because of this solar eclipse too?
I'm trying to Google search if anybody's ever really gone blind.
Yeah, if you look up and you stare at the sun with, no glasses on. But, don't do that.
I imagine, I feel like there was somebody who came around to my school when I was a kid and told the story of how they went blind.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I feel like they had scare tactics like that.
Yeah, but
for
you
us.
tend to have all kinds of, fake repressed memories come up. So
That's true.
You do. You have all
That
kinds
is
of
true.
fake stories and I think you were, didn't you have a memory that you were kidnapped and you were buried in that bus in Chowchilla, California?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
but you'd never even lived in not as a kid. Anyway, hey, Luigi, great to talk to you, buddy.
Great seeing you over the weekend. Have a great day, guys. We love your show. You guys are the best.
Thanks, Luigi.
Bye, Luigi.
care.
Right.
Bye.
All right, yeah, good place. Hey, Froggy, your family beach estate is at
there.
Reddington, right near Indian Rocks.
Yes, right there,
baby. You ought to check him out over.
I think I should.
All right, Fester, this is unbelievable.
Should you?
Yes,
you should.
This is sad. This is nothing to joke about. This is terrible.
So I'll use my non-joking voice.
Now, you guys at General RV, you don't sell Airstreams because there's an Airstream dealer right down the street, right?
Yes, correct.
Stop with
This
you.
is my non-joking voice.
I don't see a lot of those things on the road.
Oh, there are.
There are tons of Airstreams.
There's a
on
lot
the
of them
road.
out there. There are-
Now, the Airstreams are not self-propelled. Those you got to pull by something.
Or
Yeah.
push.
Right.
No, you don't push trailers.
Right. But I'm sure you've taken Airstreams in on trade, right?
We have.
Stop with the voice.
Well, I don't want to sound like I'm joking about this because this is very serious.
You don't even know what the story is yet, do you?
I looked it up.
Oh, you did?
I did because you made it sound like it's horrific, and you know what? It's horrific.
This is horrific.
But the Airstream has the Globetrotter, they have the Flying Cloud, they have the Bambi.
Well,
they
guess
have a
what?
bunch-
They got the flying out of the door onto the road edition as well. Oh, my God. This is from the New York Post today. A prominent Long Island pediatrician was killed when she tumbled out of a moving Airstream trailer, still clutching the door's handle, and onto an upstate New York interstate highway during a family road trip over the weekend. You got to be kidding me. Dr. Monica Woronica, a 58-year-old married mom and children's allergy and immunology specialist with Stony Brook Medicine, was in the 2024 brand new silver trailer with other family members when she fell through the door shortly after 3 p.m. in Watertown in a freak accident. What the bleep?
What'd she do, lean against it?
So, trailers, RV travel trailers.
Yes.
You are to never be in them when they're moving.
Exactly.
They have no seatbelts. The furniture's not bolted down to the frame.
What? I thought that was the point.
No, you drive in your car when you get camping. You park your trailer and then you camp in it.
You're not. I told a story about that.
What?
I'll refresh your memory on another story in just a minute. But Waronica's husband, Robert, 59, was driving the gray 2019 Ram pickup, probably a 1500. Not impressed with the rear bumper on the Ram 1500. I know somebody that just tapped the telephone pole and got to be like $8,000 in damage.
Yeah, that's almost every car these days.
I know. You know what it is?
The way they're built?
Yeah. I mean, they're made to withstand serious impacts these days.
Yeah.
But simple little parking lot fender benders.
Thousands of
$5,000.
Yeah.
You know? That's the way it is. So the husband was driving a 2019 Ram pickup, pulling the trailer. Motorists who witnessed the frightening fatal fall said the passenger side door of the Airstream flew open, helped by the wind, while the doctor was clutching its handle.
Oh, it's the Bambi. I see a still picture of it.
Oh, my God.
That's the little one.
The baby.
The helpless woman landed on the shoulder of the highway, striking her head, rushed to Samaritan Hospital up in Watertown, pronounced dead. The traffic accident came as Woronica and other relatives boarded the trailer for the final 20 minutes of the road trip from Stony Brook, Long Island, where the family lives.
Yeah, you never want to ride in the back of those trailers.
Don't ride in the trailer.
All of the handles have a pull latch or an up latch.
Right.
A lot of them that have the up latch deliberately pull up in case you fall down on it, your weight doesn't open the door. But some Airstreams have a pull out handle. So if she reached it and pulled out and didn't have the deadbolt locked, she's on the road.
But again, they were riding in the trailer while being towed down the road.
Never do that.
Never do that. You got to be in the regular vehicle. Or if it's a motorhome, those are made to drive, obviously.
They have even in the couches, they have seatbelts.
Yeah.
So what are you guys saying? She got what she deserved?
Oh, my gosh.
Froggy, why would you?
I mean, what are you all saying?
I'm just saying she did a very unsafe thing and paid
This is
a very serious
it's a
price.
tragic, horrific accident. Obviously, a pediatrician, a very well-liked woman. I feel terrible.
Me too.
The point is what we're saying here is don't ride in a travel trailer being towed by another vehicle. Don't do that.
Froggy, can't you tell I'm using my serious voice during this segment?
A little seriouser,
Yeah,
please.
this is Fester's never this serious.
A little more seriouser?
All right, stop. We're done. All right, listen. But
It's never wise to.
Fester,
Yes.
do you remember the story that I've told several times over the years?
What's that?
Boy, howdy do I.
Out in California, this goes back to the 80s, because I remember I first heard this when I worked at Pirate Radio, KQLZ Los Angeles, Pirate Radio. When I worked there was a story about a woman from Pacoima or, I don't know, Rancho Cucamonga or something like that.
I've been there.
Yeah. So there was a story about a woman and husband, and they would take turns driving.
Right.
And they were big, avid campers, and they had a car or truck towing the camper trailer. And while one drove, the other would sometimes nap in the travel trailer. Again, don't do that.
Nope.
They used a walkie-talkie system. So the husband
fun.
The husband was driving, had a walkie-talkie in the vehicle that was towing the trailer. The wife was taking a nap while they're bolting down the road at 65 miles an hour, and they would use the walkie-talkies to communicate. And the husband gets on the walkie-talkie. Hey, dear, you ready to drive? And she was in a slumber. She woke up, and she didn't realize that he was still going. and hadn't pulled over. She gets out of bed and steps out of the motorhome thinking that it's her turn to drive. And, I mean, similar story. Now, she survived, though. She, bounced like a
How do you
tumbleweed.
not feel that you're moving?
Yeah.
I don't know.
She was half asleep.
She was half asleep still, and she's like, all right, I'll get up,
What
and
an
it's
idiot.
time for me to drive. And walks out of the motorhome while it's driving down the interstate.
Oh, my God.
So that was back in the 80s.
That's very dumb.
And then here's this latest story, which I just feel absolutely terrible about.
Me too.
In an Airstream.
Yes.
There's
nothing funny about it.
No,
I don't wanna-
there's nothing.
I don't even want to insinuate that I'm making any kind of comedy about this at all, like Froggy was, which is
Speaking of automotive stuff, did you see that some lady drove through Aldi? Some lady drove through the Aldi supermarket up in Pasco.
Oh, locally. Oh, wow.
In
No,
Newport
this
Richie?
is Pasco, Washington State. No. I think there is. I think there's a big.
Is there?
I think there is a Pasco, Washington. No, listen to this. This is from Channel 10. 85-year-old woman decided to make Aldi a drive-through up in Pasco County.
Yes.
Yep, she was driving a Toyota RAV4. She was trying to pull into the handicap parking spot when she hit the gas instead of the brake. Oh, my goodness.
Hit the gas instead of the brake. Another old fart makes a big mistake.
Yeah. Hit the concrete wall of the store at 6815 Cinema Drive up in Port Richey.
Must be near a movie theater.
Yeah. Aldi parking lot. Happened on Saturday. 85 years old. And drove into the Aldi.
Boy, 85. You got to watch out. I mean, you expect that from her.
Yeah.
That's an oldie for an Aldi.
Yeah, exactly. 85-year-old oldie bashing into an Aldi. Yeah. Trying to think of, we have our, hit the gas instead of the brake jingle.
Hit the gas instead of the brake. Another old fart makes a big mistake.
So we have the instrumental version only where we try to come up with our own versions. If you've been a regular MJ Morning Show listener for years, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So I think I put one together here. You ready?
Yep.
All right, here we go. Fester is heavy and a baldy. The dumb old lady drove into the Aldi.
Man, you got to rip on Fester?
I'll tell you what, I am probably the savviest Aldi shopper in the room.
Well,
I live near an Aldi.
What rhymes with Aldi other than baldy?
Baldy. Haldy.
There's nothing.
That's it. I got one.
All right.
Oh, you do?
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, here we go. Roxanne, hit it.
Driving to Aldi with my own grocery bag. I was chewing on a chicken leg and started to gag.
Hey, where's the car crash come in?
Yeah.
Wait, did she die in the car from
So
the chicken?
you're saying that the old 85-year-old was eating a piece of chicken?
That's what we didn't realize. That's what we did. That's a new fact that we weren't aware of in this story.
Choked on a chicken bone.
Started to gag.
And then what?
Crashed.
Jammed on the accelerator and bashed
Chicken's
it.
delicious.
But isn't Aldi... Fester, you would know this. Don't you have to have your own grocery bag at Aldi?
So Aldi sells their bags, or unless you bring your own, and you have to give a quarter deposit for carts.
Are you serious?
Yep,
Oh,
yep.
you know what? I was at... I've never shopped at Aldi. Well, you know what? I went to Aldi in Harlem. Because in Harlem, you've got Costco, you've got a Target, and there's an Aldi up in Harlem, up at 125th and the FDR. And I went into the Aldi once, and I'm telling you right now, it looked like an earthquake. That place was a disaster.
You should go to one of the local ones.
Yeah,
they're really nice
I'm
stores.
sure they're much. I'm sure they're
really-
much better. But the Aldi up on 125th in Manhattan was just. I mean, it was like I'm telling you, it was like a 7
bomb
point.
went
It was
off,
like an earthquake went off in there. I'm like, what is going on? But I don't think that was representative of most Aldis. But you know what? As far as leaving the deposit for the shopping cart, I experienced that on where was I? I was Sardinia. Lidl, L-I-D. Isn't that the same company? Is Aldi and Lidl, L-I-D-L?
Aldi is a German company that I think is affiliated with Trader Joe's.
No. What it is? Oh, the Trader Joe's brothers split.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I got some.
All right, hold on to that thought. So yeah, Aldi and Trader Joe's, they're brothers. and they got into like a disagreement over business philosophy. And Trader Joe went off in one direction, and his brother opened Aldi. That's what the story is there.
Yeah.
All right, Froggy, you got one?
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
Why did she crash into the Aldi? Because the old bitch was on some Molly.
She was on some Molly.
First of
Yeah,
all,
see, she was on Molly, so she crashed.
She's 85.
So,
and it doesn't rhyme exactly.
and you know what? I don't think I'm kind of uncomfortable with you calling the 85-year-old woman an old bitch. That's
Did
not,
I do that?
That's not, yes, you did.
It
That's
seemed
not
a little
nice.
gratuitous.
Sometimes my lyrics take over.
That's not nice at
My
all.
heart.
Take over.
I would like to tell everybody that a week ago, exactly 1 week ago today,
Yeah.
I discovered one of the best cookies I've ever had at Aldi. One of the best cookies I've ever had, period, and it was at Aldi.
Really?
Really?
The Aldi Bake Shop kitchen sink cookie.
Oh, like
It's like everything
Oh,
but
it
the
has
kitchen sink.
It has pretzels in it. It has coconut in it. It has chocolate chunks, dark chocolate, white chocolate.
And they scrape up the mung around your kitchen sink drain, and they put that into the cookie as well.
So good. So good. So my wife has been yelling at me for giving kids desserts during the week.
Right.
Like, because I grew up in a fat house, so we had desserts every night.
Come on.
I did. I grew up in a fat house. So every night there was ice cream. Every night there was something. So I like, all right, kids, before we go to bed, it's time for dessert. So now the kids come to expect it. So my wife's like, we cannot give the kids desserts every night. So now we cut out the weeknights. So now I have to hoard the cookies away from my kids until they go to bed. So I had to polish off all 10 of them. But the bake shop from Aldi kitchen sink cookies, you will not
How many
regret it.
donuts did you eat today?
I had 3, and I feel like I want to take a nap.
Fester went to Krispy Kreme this morning to get the special Krispy Kreme special Eclipse donut for today.
Those things are big.
9:21 at the MJ Morning Show. So that means if it's 9:21, it means we are exactly, what? 39 minutes away from... That's right. 39 minutes away from the next Cash Kitty, and your chance at $1,000 coming up at 10 o'clock. So the Cash Kitty returned this morning at 8.
The hell?
What is that?
That's the cat making a bed for itself in the kitty litter.
Oh, will you stop it? What are you?
They don't sleep in their litter box.
No, they do their business in the litter box.
Hold on. Keep listening.
Please stop it. Come on. All right. So the Cash Kitty returned at 8 a.m. this morning, back at 10. Cash Kitty for weeks and weeks now. 8 a.m., 10 a.m., 12 noon, 3 p.m., and 5 p.m. The Cash Kitty is back, and your chance to win $1,000 multiple times a day. Keep listening for the keyword. The next one happens right after the MJ Morning Show today at 10 o'clock here on Q105. So good luck then, noon, and then 3 and 5 p.m. later today. Speaking of money, if you do not have your finances in order, 9:29 at the MJ Morning Show. All right, don't get all excited. This is just a rejoin bumper. I'm a huge Bowie fan. You know, when you really listen to some of the older Bowie stuff, you realize how good David Bowie really was. Yeah. 9:29. What line is he on? He's on 5. I got a guy calling in who's been apparently in a bunch of solar eclipses and has some hot tips for us. What's your name?
Hi, my name is Ed.
Ed or David?
Ed.
Ed. Ed, welcome to the MJ Morning Show. What do you have for us?
Okay, I've been through Eclipse in the 70s in New York, and then...
Hey, you know, I remember there was an eclipse when I was a little kid. I was in Nanuet, New York, and I don't know whether it was 72, 73.
Yeah.
I was a little kid. I remember we went outside to see the eclipse. Was that a total eclipse or was that a partial?
You know, I don't recall.
Yeah.
I was only probably about 12 or 13 at the time.
Yeah, so probably the same eclipse. I think I was like 6 or something.
72. Yeah, 72, 73.
Yeah.
Anyway, what I did was I took a mirror and reflected up against my wall, the northbound wall, and you could see it perfectly. Everybody was looking at it. You know, we had a dozen people there, all the kids from the neighborhood, and you could see the eclipse perfectly from there. And I did it again last couple of years ago when they had one down here. So you can do that, and you don't burn your eyeballs out.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Anybody that's saying you're not going to hurt your eyes, take a magnifying glass and put it on a piece of paper and see what happens.
That'll do nothing to the
That'll happen
paper.
to your eyes.
Oh, yeah.
Well, hold on now.
It'll light it on fire.
Is this a realistic threat that we're talking about? Doesn't our bodies have a natural
you look away. I don't know. Can a human really just stare at the sun until their eyes melt out of their head?
It's almost like trying to drown yourself.
Yeah.
It doesn't take long.
Yeah.
It's impossible.
Look how quickly the magnifying glass will burn a piece of paper.
Thank you,
Tell
Ed.
us again.
And if you force yourself, you're screwed.
Thank you.
What do you do with the magnifying?
Ed, for all you don't be a wise ass. We know. Ed, have a great day, buddy.
See you, Ed.
Bye, Ed.
Bye-bye.
Thanks. All right. I got to call Julian in a minute. Hey, Julian, stand by. I'll call you momentarily.
I was on the phone with a customer that was in New York when it happened. The guy was like, "What the hell was that?"
Yeah, same thing. You know what? Let me call Julian right now. Julian was on the 11th floor of a building at NYU. I guess he was in a class or something.
Did he get scared?
No, I mean, he was in an earthquake. Remember, we were in a quake in Kyoto, Japan. Because, back in June of 2018, Fester, look that up. I think it was like June 20th of 2018. Type in Osaka, Kyoto 2018 earthquake.
I'll just go with Osaka.
Osaka, Japan earthquake, 2018 though. There was an earthquake right in the middle of Kyoto and Osaka, and we were in Kyoto. What day? I said the 20th? 18th. So it was the 18th of June, and we were in a hotel, and what was it, like a 6-point, what was it?
5.6? No.
No, it was more than that.
That's MJ's
6.1.
Yeah.
Reported a magnitude of a 6.1. It was 6.1. That's a good quake.
That's a good one, yeah.
And I remember, well, hang on a minute. Let me get Julian on the phone.
I'd probably cry if I was in an earthquake.
Listen to this.
If you lived.
Julian was in the lobby.
Yeah, it was I don't know, it was a 6.6.
Are you sure?
say hello.
Well, hold on. Wikipedia says 6.1. Why do you think it was a 6.6?
Is when we were, I mean, that could have been the recalculation, I guess, but when we were there, the breaking news from like all their sources were like 6.4, 6.5, and 6.6.
Do you remember the story? So Michelle and I and Chloe, we were on the 4th floor of this hotel in Kyoto, Japan. And, I mean, that place started rocking. I mean,
at first it was really slow because we thought it was a train.
yeah, so that's what we thought. We thought, because we felt it was like, and I thought it was a big freaking truck going by. And then the whole place starts shaking. And I'm like, earthquake, because I lived in L.A. for a couple of years. But the strongest I ever felt in L.A. was a 5.4. And I knew right away it was an earthquake. And so Chloe, Michelle, and we were upstairs. Julian and our friends, I don't want to mention any names, but our friends and Julian, they were down in the lobby waiting for us to come down because we were going to go to, we're going somewhere.
Cheesecake Factory?
No, I think we're going to get on. No,
I think we were going to get on a train to go somewhere.
Yeah,
and
Clarksville?
thank God we didn't get on any train.
Oh yeah, because they shut down all the Japanese rail and the bullet train. Everything shut down because of the earthquake. So we had to stay there all day until they opened up the rail system again. But listen to this: we're upstairs. Julian and our friends, a family of 4 from Tampa that we traveled with, and they're down in the lobby. The earthquake hits, and the father of our friends, he runs out like George Costanza
During the fire?
Seriously, in the clown fire, where George Costanza pushes the lady on the walker over and pushes the kids.
He left us all in the building.
Our friend ran out into the street, leaving his wife, 2 kids, and my son in the lobby. He just ran like George Costanza.
And self-preservation kicked in with our buddy.
So, Julian, you were on the 11th floor for the earthquake in New York on, Friday morning about, 11:30?
Friday morning, it's like 10:30.
Oh, 10:30, okay.
Probably.
Yeah.
And,
What was up on the 11th floor? Were you in a class?
Yeah, that's one of my hands-on classes.
On the 11th floor, and what street, what intersection in New York is that building?
That's Broadway and 8th. So, yeah, like Broadway and 8th or whatever.
All right.
And at first, that's where a lot of gear is, and they're lugging stuff around on big carts, wheeling it past. So at first, I was like, little soft rumble because it started out slow, and I was like, oh, they're just wheeling, putting it through. And then I was like, nope, earthquake, because it intensified and just kept going for about 10 or 13 seconds. And we all just looked at each other like, earthquake? And then we're just so curious. And then I went to Twitter, and then not even 10 seconds later, #earthquake was trending.
Right. And then listen to this. I mentioned this earlier. And then the city of New York, the emergency alert hits on the cell phones, 30 minutes? What was it? Tell me.
It was at least 30 minutes later. And then everybody, sporadically throughout the day, people's stuff was going off.
Yeah.
You could hear it on the subway, on the trains, everywhere.
Did you feel any of the aftershocks up in Manhattan afterward?
No, apparently we did have one later that afternoon.
Yep.
Or that evening. But I didn't feel anything.
Gotcha. All right. Well, listen, you were in a much stronger quake in...
But, everything was shaking, though.
Right.
Our the desktops and, the speakers on the wall. It was...
Yeah, 11 floors up. Listen, New York, they don't get, a 4... What was it? Was it a 4.8 was the final magnitude?
Yeah.
New York, they don't get those things. I think, was it the Ramapo fault? Good
job, Julian. You're a survivor.
Yeah, look at that. All right, Julian, I got to run, man, but I'm glad you're okay.
Yeah, be sure to mark yourself safe on Facebook.
All right, buddy. See you later.
All right, bye.
Later.
You saw the engine peel apart on that Southwest jet, right?
So I had no idea that airplane skin is like paper.
No, it's just the thin aluminum covering of the engine. First of all, that plane could have continued, but the fact that it peeled off and I guess it hit the wing, they wanted to make an emergency landing. That was the right thing to do, but that flight I don't think was in any real jeopardy. And also, that's not a Boeing thing. I know that Boeing is getting a lot of crap with shortcuts, the door plug blowing out on that Alaska Airlines flight, and, other various little things. And, it's really a shame, because Boeing, they inspired that old saying, if it's not Boeing, I'm not going. And now you got people saying, if it's Boeing, I'm not going. And that's just sad because, Boeing's an American company and they're competing against Airbus, which is a foreign consortium.
Sure. I
And,
say that all the time.
Airbus was heavily subsidized by the French government in the beginning, and there was some unfair trade competition. So listen, I've always rooted for Boeing, and it's just a shame that with the MAX 8 issues and the MAX, it's a shame. But this is not a Boeing issue. As far as if you've seen the video, and people, they actually videoed the engine covering on this Southwest 737-800. They videoed it peeling off and then snapping off and blowing onto the runway.
Wow.
Like paper. But no, it's a thin sheet of aluminum. But, this is not a Boeing issue. I'm telling you exactly what this is. And mark my words, when the report comes out from the NTSB, it's going to be a maintenance issue that the maintenance guys or maintenance women, maintenance men, whoever the maintenance folks were that last touched that engine, we're going to find out that they did not properly fasten the coverings on the outside of the engine when they had it open to do some kind of repair or check whatever. That's what we're going to find out. That was operator error. The maintenance guys, they left it unlatched or latched it inappropriately or not properly, and that's why that thing came apart. So that's not a Boeing issue, or whoever the manufacturer of those engines were, whether it's CFM or Rolls-Royce, or I don't know what engines are on the Southwest planes, but you got GE, you got the CFM, which I think is a consortium, and you got
Well, you got the Hemi.
No, you don't.
What?
No Hemi.
There's a Hemi.
Hey, Fester, I got something for you.
Ooh.
What you got?
You want a piece of Disney history? Hey, Andrew, you know about this? Andrew is a Disney freak. Our producer is a Disney weirdo.
Yeah, but
he's a replica of Walt Disney's busted lungs. They're like black.
All right, Andrew, are you aware of the Disney sale? Are you offended I called you a Disney weirdo?
No. I've been all called all sorts of kinds of weirdos.
All
Go
right.
ahead.
Yeah,
All right.
but he's a resource. If you ever want to go to Disney, talk to Andrew. He's going to walk you through whatever you need.
Absolutely. All right, now, Andrew, are you aware of Disney history that's up for sale? And you ought to grab one of these. Fester, I was thinking for your backyard.
I would love one.
Do you know what this is?
Whatever it is, I would love it.
They are selling some of the Disney Fort Wilderness cabins
for just $50,000 a piece.
Oh yeah, they're picking up the whole cabins, putting them on like a flatbed, like when they move a mobile home. And you could buy the whole cabin and just plunk it down in your backyard.
Make it an Airbnb.
Just buy a lot. Just buy a Disney cabin, drop it down.
MJ, you think about it. If you had like an acre and a half and you bought like 5 of them, you'd have an Airbnb little business running.
Oh yeah, a little campground. You can call it like Little Disney. See how long it takes to get sued.
MJ, let me borrow $250K.
No.
I'm going to buy 5 of them.
No.
Put them right in your backyard.
I got a bitch of a tax bill coming up. Big surprise for my accountant. Ooh, man, son of a, yeah.
You should have some expenses.
There's got to be some mistake. I got to call him later on. Anyway, so cabins are about 500 square feet, fully furnished, 1 bedroom, 1 bathroom, can sleep up to 6 people. The units were built between 1998 and 2001. This is Fort Wilderness. Remember, BJ and I think you, we went there for the grand opening of Fort Wilderness.
I just went a couple weeks ago.
You went for the grand opening of the lodge. Fort Wilderness is the campsite.
Yeah, it was right next door, though.
Right. It's in the vicinity.
Yeah.
But yeah, Fort Wilderness
But they're very different.
Yeah, they're very different. The lodge is a beautiful lodge where this is very rustic. It's campers and RVs in campsites, and they have several dozen cabins as well.
The listing said there are multiple cabins available. They could be a great investment property option for Airbnb, Vrbo, tiny home resort, rental, and other possibilities. Each cabin will need to have its stairs. Each cabin will need to have its deck, stairs, and skirt siding replaced.
Yeah, that makes sense.
$49,900. It seems a little high, though, doesn't it?
You know what? It's probably the cheapest thing you can get at the Disney gift shop.
You don't think so? $49,900. These things have been used for 22 years, 24
It's either
years.
that or a T-shirt.
Yeah, it's the nostalgia and the story. And it comes
I mean,
furnished.
people had sex in those things.
Right?
Company said it'll be replacing the existing cabins with 350 new ones. So they're going to modernize.
I'm going to buy one of the new ones.
Yeah, they're going to modernize and Simonize. All right, what else? What we got? Man, I have so much stuff for tomorrow. Oh, I'm looking at my. I don't have time to get into any of this stuff, but I have good stuff for tomorrow. I'm telling you right now.
Good stuff.
I don't have to do any prep for tomorrow.
Okay.
And I've got no.
Me neither.
No, but I will. But I'm just telling you, I've got a big density of really good stuff already for tomorrow's show. All right, with that, any last words on Eclipse Monday here, April 8th?
Good luck.
Good luck. What last word is that?
You never know.
Well,
Could be the rapture.
Yeah, people think it's the rapture. Yeah,
I've got my mustard ready to go. I've got my mustard in my plastic bag. So I'm
And
good.
coffee beans.
And coffee beans.
All right, folks, the world is not ending. We will be here tomorrow morning. This eclipse is no different than 2017. Maybe you got a little more crankiness in the world right now, but we'll be here tomorrow. I'm not concerned about it. So we'll see you tomorrow. The eclipse max here in Tampa Bay is 3 o'clock and 34 seconds. That's when 65.6% of the sun, that's magnitude, and then the obscuration is 58%. So make sure you have your glasses, and hey, we'll talk about it tomorrow. How about that?
How about that?
Congratulations to Cody Rhodes, the new WWE heavyweight champion.
I have no
I
idea
love
who
him.
that is. Oh, you
Yeah,
know
he's Dusty Rhodes' son.
Oh, really?
Yeah, WrestleMania was last night, bro.
Oh, yeah. I have no idea.
It's awesome. The Rock was on it.
No idea. Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry.
He wrestled.
All right, 9:44 at the MJ Morning Show. Folks, have a great Eclipse Day. Cash Kitty happens. Don't move. Keep listening. Cash Kitty happens at 10 o'clock in 15 minutes from right now, and then noon, 3, and 5 today. So good luck from the MJ Morning Show on Q105, and let's be careful out there.